What's up, guys? This is Hyce. How are we doing today, everybody? We're getting into office hours once again. We'll be joining other folks in Discord and everything. Hope you enjoyed a little bit of a demo of a tune that's been working on for a little bit there. It's some good stuff. Hopefully you enjoy it. And we're going to get into it. As always, we have many questions that have been asked on a post probably 3 months ago at this point. And we will get to those, and we will get to your questions and all that stuff. How dare I start so early? Well, the people in Europe want things to be started early, so, you know, I'm trying to be nice to everybody. We've got a couple late live streams coming up tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day. The next 2 days. We're streaming 3 days in a row, which is odd for me, but here we are. End of the month, holidays, Montezuma Mondays, all the things. The dings are coming in. Yes. Anyways, so yeah, we're going to be answering your railroad questions today. And if you couldn't make it because you're out doing other things, so sorry. And, you know, there's always going to be a VOD and all that thing. So, anyways, without further ado, I'm going to get these top chats, then we're going to jump into our Discord call here and see what's going on. So let me see. Blues Crew, right off the bat, gifting 10 memberships. Don't you have some Tambara thing to be doing right now? I guess it's a little early over there. That's fine. Cheese. Brakeman for 9 months. I teleported bread! Oops. Liam A, I thought it was End of the Line as your stream intro music. Wrong song. Also, what's up, Hyce? This is Guys. Hello, guys. Welcome. Let's see. Cowcatcher Studios, who needs an economy? Apparently not my live streams. My live streams do not need an economy. They actually need the economy to be thrown out the window, apparently. Evil me. I can't buy gifts today because YouTube tells me you already own this item. This is the weirdest one yet. You posted the screenshot in Discord? What? What? Interesting. Okay. You already own this item. That is, that's hilarious. YouTube's confused. And lastly, with Dake Raybon, an EU-friendly stream for 420. Yes. Trying to be friendly to everybody. And on Sundays here, it's easiest to do that sort of thing. I'm going to back down the music because I can't hear myself over it a little bit. It's a little loud. So there we go. Anyways, I'm going to jump into our Discord call now. This is your 3-second warning, all of my friends in Discord. We have Tristan, Mickley, and The Machine joining us here today. So, well, howdy, friends. Say hello.
6325. Hey, everybody.
You timed that. You piece of shit.
Oh my
you
God, I
son
got
of a bitch.
I got it.
Derailed out of the yard.
No, 6325 is not being returned to Steam. No, it's going to be parked forever.
You have no clue how long I had my finger on the join button.
You said 3 seconds, and then immediately was in the call.
Absolutely ruined.
Sir, that was not 3 seconds.
Oh yeah.
Stream delay. I guessed. Okay, I'm sorry. You got a warning. I told you that it's a 3-second warning. At which point it'll be whatever. Oh my goodness. Okay. And then Blues Crew gifting another 10. Like I said, aren't there some Tambara things that need to be done right now? It's fine. Liam A, 6325, return to Steam. Yes. And Evil Me, by the way, you've got mail. Takes me back. Yes, I will pick it up from the museum later today, presumably. So, thank you, friend. Anyways, yeah, questions, office hours, things, trains. Yes. I've got a list. We still have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I only have 4 pages left of 19 pages of questions from the post. So hopefully, Mick, you're taking down good questions that come down in chat as they come in. And then, of course, we'll get super chats.
Yep.
And then before we get too far into it, I'm really bummed out because I put together video clips for all of the gifted membership segments so that those would work. But Stream Elements, either they haven't implemented it properly in their new setup that's in beta, or it just doesn't work because it gives me the blank template anytime someone gifts memberships, but it doesn't, like, I don't have an option to put the video to it. It's really annoying because I came up with some really funny video clips. So maybe we'll have that figured out later in the week. I submitted a help ticket, and their help tickets are intrinsically unhelpful because their robot was kind of worthless. And then the person proceeded to just say, hey, what do you need? When I had outlined everything that was my problem already to them. So that's intrinsically frustrating. But anyway, I guess we can get out of the baseball and get into the stream and the questions here. Okay.
Side note.
Yes.
Stream from earlier was saying things that suggested that your streamer mode is not on.
Oh yeah, no, there were
the hell,
Discord join
Discord?
noises.
Discord! Why you do this? Streamer mode. It's on now. It normally automatically turns on with
OBS,
going on.
yeah.
But it didn't. You know, there's a high chance that I just left OBS on all night after last night, maybe taking videos of things to share with people that are in this call at close to 2 in the morning. It's fine. Details. And I probably had streamer mode off for that. So anyway, questions. All right. I'm going to go start with the pre-asked questions here. Michael Damien. Hey, bud, to be honest, I haven't really watched Office Hours yet. Still catching up with all your videos, but I was wondering if there are more 101 videos planned. They're really good. And especially for someone like me, I don't work in the railroad sector, but I'm absolutely fascinated with it, and all your videos have taught me a lot, so thanks. Well, I'm glad that Michael's learned a lot. 101 videos are an interesting topic, and I actually want to start a poll here to see what you guys think while we're here. In the past, the first series of 101 videos were the big, long-form, hour-long, deep dive into a topic, really getting into nitty-gritty. And a lot more of the later stuff, more recent stuff, has been a little bit broader and a much shorter form content. And I've kind of pivoted that way because the last couple deep dive 101s I've done haven't really done that well on YouTube that way. But the shorter form stuff has done a lot better. So I'm going to put in a poll in chat and let me know if you think long form or short form is better.
Whatever you've been doing the past couple of videos, keep doing that.
Apparently, yeah. As far as the getting the clicks, holy crap! Yeah, the last the tunnel motor video and the cowcatcher video are just off to the races. And
I'm surprised about the T-motor video.
I was yeah. It's got double the views of the cowcatcher video over the same time that it had been posted. So for like a day.
I heard
which,
it's still going.
It's just like I do not understand. So
I heard you got the attention of someone who actually ran the thing.
Yeah, literally. So one of the engineers from the ground was like, "Oh, 5401 was a good one," and it's like, "Oh, cool." That was neater than hell. Let's see. Finishing the poll here. Pow. Poll is up. Tell me what you think. And then we'll, keep that up. And
Sway it for long form. Make him do more work.
God, those are a pain in the ass. They really are a pain in the ass. I spent about 20 hours putting Grade Crossings 101 together, and it got like 20,000 views, and it's like, that is not worth it! But that's what
Could have
the
had an
people
option
demand.
for both SMH.
How dare you? Don't make me.
All of the above.
We'll probably
50-50.
still do both. But anyway, it seems that the nerds that are here on the live streams want the long form, so we'll keep doing those. It's good to know.
Actually, there's a good comment from Terrace & Co. You can record more, but then split it into 101 and 102. With the 101 being short form and the 102 being the in-depth
The
dives.
problem when you do that is that if you actually use the college course numbering system stuff, people don't understand it.
Oh.
If you say 101, everyone knows what that means, but no one knows what the fuck 102 is. Is 102 that comes after 101, or is it supposed to be 201? Or wait, what does this mean? It doesn't work in the scheme of things, unfortunately, which is why I haven't. So
You could have 101 be the short form, and then have like Advanced Railroad Crossings Extreme Edition.
That would be
I'd
more.
watch that.
That'd be easier to understand. That's for sure.
Extreme railroading. You know, make that a series.
Extreme.
Yes.
Maybe that's how we'll clickbait shit post to the TAM eventually.
Oh, did you see that he's there today?
Spinotto reached out to me yesterday and was like, "Hey, I know you want to do the video about the TAM. I'm gonna be there. Should I do anything?" And I'm like, "Get me all of the B-roll. Bring me all of the B-roll you have." So hopefully that will help make that production extra special. But anyway,
It's great when shit happens in my server and like people follow through with the most ridiculous bits like
it
that.
is it's a good time. Trains and more random things. Why did the train stop? The engineer had to take a break. Limes. Blues crew, you're backing up to go. Okay, that makes sense. I was gonna say. No pegs. Speaking of the economy, it might as well get this to you while if still buys you a beer worth drinking. Inflation, desperation, we're all another 21% away from no beats instead of drinking sadness. There were some autocorrect shenanigans going on in there that made that hard to read, but I appreciate you. And yes, I am actually out of beer at this moment, so I can go get some beer on no pegs. Will it be a beer worth drinking? I don't know. $10 might not be enough for a 6-pack anymore. Inflation's ridiculous, but anyway, either way, it'll help. So thank you. Corey Gibson, I've always liked long form videos, but not everyone has the time to sit down for an hour video. That's absolutely true. So yeah, I think I'll keep doing those because some of the stuff, yeah, use 101 for short, deep dive for long. We could do that. That's probably a good idea. That's probably the easiest way to keep it succinct for a title. So, Freight Train 77. For just one time, I would take it. I need somebody else to sing it at me. It doesn't work if I sing it. Also for super chat. Oh, thank you, friend.
Goose isn't here to
Do
carry us.
we need to turn Northwest Passage into the Hyce Court version of Rickroll?
It kind of is. That's kind of what happened. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, getting back to the questions here. Although, I see a good question just pops in from Redline Overload Productions, which will lend to some fun stories here. Have any former railroad engineers and conductors stop by the museum and talk to you guys, and any former engineers from the DNRGW? Yes, this happens somewhat regularly. I can think of at least 3 distinct times that we've had former Grand employees come to the museum. And all 3 of them were fun interactions. The first one was in 2014. We're working on getting 491 back in service, and it had just kind of been announced that we were doing it after the first bit was kind of like a secret thing because dumb politics or whatever, but it had gotten out to the public that we were doing it. And this old man with a cane like barges into the shop and goes, "I want to see my engine." And it's like, can we help you? He goes, "I fired that engine on the Monarch branch in the 1950s. I want to see my engine." And it's like, yeah, tell us your stories, sir. And so this guy, his name was, I think, Russell Newberry or Russ Newberry. He was 92 years old at the time. He's probably long since passed away, unfortunately. But he had made his kids drive him from Missouri to the museum when he saw the announcement that 491 was getting put back in service, because he wanted to go see his engine. I guess he was regularly assigned to it on Monarch back in the day. And he literally came up to us and was like, "This was the best one. Like, she was the best engine because of the siphons. We used to get into fist fights over who got assigned to the engine because she was so much easier to fire, and I regularly got to fire her." And it's just like, oh, that's so cool. The next one I can think of is the most recent one. It was during Narrow Gauge Convention. I was walking from the train to go somewhere. I don't know where. I was walking past the Garden Railroad. And this older guy flags me down. And he's like, why are you running the engine? And I go, because it's my job. And he goes, "You're wearing the wrong hat." And I go, "I'm sorry?" Like, what? He's like, the plain blue denim was for firemen's only. If you were an engineer, you had to wear pinstripes, and sometimes you had to wear a stark white hat. It's like, tell me more. And it turns out he was an engineer on the Grand, and later for Amtrak, running over Soldier Summit on the Utah side of things, on the DNR GW. And it was a thing of promotion in their sector, at least on the railroad, where you had to have pinstripes if you were an engineer, and the plain denim was just for firemen. And us in the modern day, it feels like the media makes people who wear pinstripes look like idiots because that's the stereotypical train thing. So we tend to like the plain denim because it kind of underlines that narrative a little bit. And it's like, hey, look, we're not as stupid as the media will make us portray or be portrayed. But he was like, no, you're wearing the wrong hat. And it was like, what? And then he had a couple stories about running over there that was super cool. But my favorite one that I can think of was about a year ago. Favorite recent one, I guess. I didn't get this guy's name. I wish I did. It was Boy Scout Day last year. So yeah, pretty much a year and a couple weeks ago. And I was showing off the tunnel motor again to the Boy Scouts. That's actually what inspired me to do the video this year. It was like, oh crap, I was going to do a video about this a year ago, and I let it fall by the wayside. And this guy, like, it was supposed to be like getting the railroad BSA merit badge. And so I'm trying to explain to all these kids how the diesel engine works and all this stuff. And this guy who's just got the obnoxious foamer hat and foamer vest with the zillion pins comes walking up. And he's an older dude. He's probably in his 60s or 70s. And he's got presumably his son in tow with him, who's, you know, like 40 or something. And he climbs up into the engine, and he is just talking a mile a minute. And I'm like, oh God, what ridiculous foamer am I being cursed with now? And he walks in and he starts explaining the seats, and he's like, oh yeah, and I was sitting here, and it was like, oh, this is an old head. This is a railroader guy. This isn't just a foamer. And he starts telling stories. He was an engineer on the Grand, and he was telling a story. This is just the most railroad crap you've ever heard. One of his first trips as a trainee brakeman, he's riding the front brakeman seat with the conductor, learning what's going on. And they're riding down the road in a tunnel motor like the 5401. And so two guys on one side, the engineer on the other side. And the engineer's talking about, you got to have peace and tranquility, and you got to find your inner peace, and then everything's okay. And he's going on like this like really philosophical tangent, talking about how all this stuff's important and whatever, and how to find your inner peace. And some kid throws a rock off of an overpass, and it clatters across the hood of the engine. And then the engineer pulls out a 1911 .45 caliber handgun from his grip and starts sending rounds out the engineer's window at the kids on the overpass, screaming, "Fuck you, you sons of motherfucking bitches, I'll get you!" Throws the gun down on the floor of the cab, grabs the engineer's seat, and hurls it out the cab window. And you're like, what the fuck is this story? And apparently the conductor, who had worked with this engineer, kind of knew that this guy was a hot head and was trying to work on it, which is why he went on the whole thing. And so he starts laughing his ass off. The engineer looks over at him all pissed off, goes, "Get out of your seat!" Runs across the cab, picks the conductor's seat up, throws it out the conductor's side. And so the trainee brakeman only had the only seat on the engine the rest of their run. It's just like, this is the most fucking railroad stupid shit I've ever heard. Peace and tranquility. Nothing restores it like yeeting seats out the side of a locomotive.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's...
I've heard that story plenty of times, and it never gets old.
It's just like...
How have you never told that one before in, like, the boat club, dude?
I don't know. These stories need to be prompted by things, right? That's what we've said. And so when they ask, have any former Grand engineers showed up, I was like, I remember that guy. God, that was fucking hilarious. And he had a million stories. I wish I remembered all the details. He talked about an almost runaway train the one time, and God, guy could tell a story. That's the kind of guy that was like, I would love to sit you down and just let you talk. Just like, interview, old head engineer, tell us the way it used to be. So, yeah, that was a fun one.
Imagine being so indiscriminately angry that the only possible action is throwing a fucking chair out the window.
After pulling a gun and literally trying to kill someone. I mean, a little bit of
I'm
both.
sorry, I missed this story.
Well, you're gonna have to watch the clip. It's being,
fine.
It's being clipped
Thank-
right now. Anyway.
Thank God that guy does not live in the era of heritage units.
Oh, God.
Oh,
Is
man.
this the same or a different old head grand engineer that lives in Utah for the express purpose of making fun of the Zephyr when it's late?
Different. Different. That was the second guy we were talking about. Yeah. God. Reminds me of my old electrician at BNSF who would complain about how the power was built at the shop all the time. Henry. He was the union rep and a really, really, really freaking knowledgeable dude. But yeah, he would complain when things weren't up to par for his standards, which, I mean, it was the railroad, so they never were, which was understandable. But he would, I got told that he would buy a 6-pack on his way home from work, and he would go sit and foam Scenic Sub and complain about how the power was built. Like, what the hell are you doing only having one east-facing leader on the Z? Sips beer. It's like, yeah, that'd be Henry. He had a hilarious voice, but I don't need to try and do an impression because I know a lot of the guys from my shop watch the YouTube. So, hi Henry, if you're out there. He was a good dude. He taught me a lot. He was actually one of the most helpful people in my career. Anyway, I got top chats I gotta get to. Daniel Kubacki, what is the most dangerous part of steaming up? I guess the most dangerous part would be if you don't have water to start. So check your water. Make sure you've got enough water in it, of course. And then if you go too fast, you can break stuff. But you really have to, make an effort to go too fast. Like, if you just put a bunch of fuel in the box and there's no draft, like, you really can't make it go too fast. So, just one of those things. I don't know if there's anything much more dangerous than that. Getting splinters from the wood. Farm Shop Chronicles, you didn't get paid because of Halloween closures, so I guess I get to ask less questions tonight. Mick is taking everyone's questions down if they're good questions in chat, and we'll ask them without super chats. Super chats are just a really easy way for me to just easily see what's going on and see it right away and give you an instant answer and prioritize it, because the chat usually moves so fast that I can't keep up with it, which is why I have Mick. But anyways, why can't you support boiler tubes mid-span? Because you can't. Because you have to have water circulation around them. You can't support them and have that circulation. Like, the Santa Fe tried to have bulkheads in the middle that would help do that, and they scaled up and plugged the boiler. When you're adding more surfaces to try to add structure, you give more places for scale to build up and close off the boiler. And then you're talking about melting tubes and causing the Cthulhu monster on the front half of the boiler. So that's why you have shorter tubes on almost everything. So, Jake Krause, best coal-burning heritage railroads, Hyce and audience. Brakeman for 2 months. God, they're starting to become scarce, it seems. I don't know. I mean, there's many options. I don't know if I could pick one.
The personal best I've ever been to, and I will defend this tooth and nail, is the Tennessee Valley.
Oh, okay.
Everything is clean. Everything just runs. And their shop crews are great. The people are nice. The tickets are cheap. It's a nice little experience. They do day-long trips with the Mike and little short trips with the Connie. And, you know, they have, excuse me, they have a turntable. They have, sorry, I have pizza. They have a turntable. They have a Y. They have pretty much one of everything you could ever want out of a tourist railroad. And they even have a tunnel. Like, their normal excursion's only like 3 miles out and back, like Strasburg
But
length.
it still has a tunnel.
Yeah. They have bridges, they have tunnels, they have everything in such a small package.
That is a really pretty ride.
Incredible.
I missed their Steam season by a week when I went. So I rode behind Diesel, but yeah, it is pretty, and they got big standard gauge cars. That's a great op. The two others that come to mind for me, Cumbres and Toltec, because K36 going up Cumbres go Burr.
That was religious.
Which is
do go burr.
that's pretty hard. That's pretty hard to beat that foamer boner. And then speaking of locomotives going burr, I still haven't been to see it, but Reading and Northern 2102, just put the engine on its knees. Just do it. Just try
Beat
and
the
break
crap out
the
of it.
choo-choo.
Okay, I will say, having been to all three of those places, Reading and Northern's the one to beat. That like I was under the impression it was purely heritage because Reading and Northern's freight railroad that does the shit for fun. But Reading and Northern, oh my god, that's an unfair comparison. They have hundreds of miles of track to play with. Big fuck you, choo-choo.
It's kind of the ideal thing. It's a smaller railroad that has a foamer CEO that wants steam trains to happen. That's kind of like.
I would also
Mecca.
argue EBT would be on that list.
Yeah,
because
EBT's dope
EBT's
too.
pretty good.
Yeah.
But I mean, the engine doesn't work
EBT,
yet.
EBT for the fact that it is the railroad. It's not a heritage railroad. It is the railroad.
EBT is the coolest part, the railroad part about it. If you're just wanting to hear a coal burning engine do the thing, I think the other ones might outdo it for now.
Yeah.
But they're building towards Saltillo, and then they're gonna get some grades and the big bridge and all the things. But it's in Dutch country, Pennsylvania. Do you think they know what 2 L's means? No. Does that mean we put more butter on it? Yeah, basically.
That means you put more butter.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, official DNRGW. Glad to see that first and third ex-employees still got the grand spirit. And the second one did too. He loved the railroad too. You could tell. John Bunge, a connector for 16 months. Holy 16 months already. Yeah, good God, 1 year and 4 months. Thank you. ETW Gaming. What's up?
What's up?
Thank you, friend. Colonel Cactus. Hey, Hyce, do you think anything will ever be done to preserve Burnham shops? I don't think so. We tried. We tried very hard in 2016. And by we, I mean the museum. To try and do something there to make it, but I think it's going to get knocked down and turn into apartments, so single tier. Bits and pieces of it are being preserved.
Like
I think
the rest of the yard around Union Station.
Basically. The turntable, I think, went to IRM, I think.
That's kind of cool.
And the cranes went somewhere. Maybe it wasn't IRM, but the turntable got saved. The cranes got saved. A lot of the stuff, of course, some of their products got saved. We have Peaches at the museum.
We have Peaches. Which, speaking of, is the turntable that went to IRM dual gauge? Or?
It was standard gauge at the end. It probably was dual gauge many moons ago.
At some point, but
UP would have undone that a long time ago.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Caleb Reimer, you had visited the museum on the 20th and 21st of this month. You tried to visit you in 20, but it looked like you'd had a rough day. I do hope that you got my drawings, though. Were yours the drawings that I got in a big envelope that there was a ton of drawings and maps and things that had no names on them? Because I got some very nice drawings from someone in a big envelope with a return address, but no name or no anything. And anyone who knows me knows that I absolutely hate the post office and the thought of having to send a return address letter.
Where's my
He's
paper?
allergic to the post office.
I am allergic
Where's
to the
my
post
engine
office.
mark?
You know what's really actually liable to happen, Jersey, is that I'm probably going to grab the K4 and go to the dropship company that I'm now partnered with and have them ship it to you.
Oh no! Oh,
Save me from boxing this and putting it in a...
oh,
Screams.
God.
Yeah. Anyway,
Greg Tame says that yes, IRM acquired the Roundhouse.
the turntable, not the roundhouse. But yes.
I don't
good.
know what context is. I'm handling.
No,
something.
wait, no, they might have actually acquired the roundhouse because they're putting up a roundhouse around the table.
There was no roundhouse at Burnham.
Oh, never mind.
Not for a long time. There was a turntable, but
Never mind.
went to the back shops. Anyway. Yeah, 20th and 21st, that was, what? That was our, that was Harvest Haunt, yeah. We had lots of people that was training, so I was definitely exhausted the whole time. But always come up and say hi. Don't be scared. if I'm in the middle of filming something when I'm it being at like presenter Hyce, like wait till I'm done with the take. And then if we're going around the railroad, like don't come say hi at track speed, but like if we're standing around, just come up and bug me. I love talking to everybody. So, anyway. Scrolling down. Modius, if you had the opportunity to design a steam choo-choo for the Grand, what would it be like? Gotta rewatch the VOD for the reply. YouTube's being mean. I'm sorry to hear that, but L75, L75, L75. If I had the opportunity, I mean, that's the big stupid. Like, it is just a giant, dumb choo-choo. Something that would make more sense would be, like, making the K37 a Berkshire with a bigger, like, smaller firebox and make more sense. Or just make it a K36. Anyway. Jersh, I know your hatred for gear engines, but will there be any in Century of Steam or extra mountainous maps to go with? If you can't say it, don't worry about it. I appreciate your $5. We do not answer Century of Steam questions here. That is for Studio 346 to do. I may be the president, but we're in Hyce space here. Yeah, I have not a hatred for geared engines. It's a bit of a meme at this point. Mechanically, I would never want to work on one. Like, that just sounds like, and they are a vibrational acoustics nightmare. But that does not make them bad at what they were doing or what they were supposed to do, right? Like, when you needed one, and that's fine. So, you know, and know that the Century of Steam team, I don't rule with an iron fist. We're very collaborative. So take that with what you think and form your opinion. All will be found in time.
Okay, but why are Shay's gears just out in the open? Why you
Because
know
easier to slobber grease on them that way.
Okay,
They don't need an oil bath.
So you have like a little container with like a butt flap on it, and you put the grease in there, and then the grease stays all nice and cozy inside. And the grease.
Oh, you mean friction bearings? They don't do that.
That sounds expensive, Jake.
More expensive than replacing the gears 80 billion times?
No, we're not going to replace the gears. We're just going to let the teeth like
just gonna
die
run until
and then
yeah.
make the vibrations die and beat the shit out of this piece of crap. Which is why we don't like geared engines. It's fine.
Oh, why are the gears jumping? Oh, maybe because we haven't serviced this in like 10,000 miles.
Angry Rel fan.
It's a 12-tooth gear, and it has 9.5 teeth.
Pretty much. Angry Rel fan, a brakeman for 10 months. Burn a car Friday stories from Fred. Oh, man. He's overheard something somewhere, or he's an educated person. Burn a car Fridays. Yeah, that's a thing. I don't know. I never actually heard, like, a specific story about a specific Burn a Car Friday. It was just a thing. For the uninitiated, here's the attitude of the Rio Grande towards the old wood cars and the narrow gauge. At Burnham.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the cult sacrifice that we did during convention.
No. Well, that was a Monday. That was a Monday.
Was that a Monday?
That was a Monday. It's fine.
I don't remember what day that was.
How the fuck do you remember that?
Because we went to Cumbrace and Toltec on Tuesday, or maybe it was Sunday.
Oh no.
No, it wasn't on Monday because Monday we drove there and we did.
Yeah, so it must have been
Sunday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it must have been Sunday then.
It must have been Sunday.
It was in advance of the Cumbrace and Toltec trip, which was on Tuesday. Anyway,
True.
Burn a Car Friday.
Speaking of that trip, did y'all see the video where we featured in?
I did.
You get to
That was
watch it.
funny.
You get to watch us
We
walk
featured-
away.
We featured for maybe 5 seconds.
Featured.
If that.
We
The
were
caboose.
there!
The
We're
caboose
famous!
featured, and we were the side show. It's fine. Burn a Car Friday.
I mean, after the caboose left the shot, but you know, Burn a Car Friday.
They would literally kick a wood car out into the parking lot at Burnham, soak it in gasoline, and light it on fire and drink beers as the car burnt down on Fridays at the shop.
Burn a Car Friday.
Burn a
at
Car
Burnham.
Friday at Burnham. Literally, narrow gauge car, whatever. We're done with this thing? Okay, burn it down and reuse the iron. I didn't know. I had to know. Yeah. Oh, the economy's been broken. There's exploding tank cars. That's how far back we are on these super chats. Okay. Farm Shop Chronicles. While Mick may be a thing, he probably doesn't buy you beer. No, he doesn't. That son of a bitch.
Hey man, I am poor.
It's understandable. I don't pay him enough to have him buy me beer, so we can live with that. Tom Tibbin, welcome to the conductors. Caleb Reimer with the drawings of the engines as humans with you. I'm not sure I got those.
What?
I think he's talking about making the museum engines anthro.
Oh. I'm not sure I got those. I will ask around the office and see if they're hanging around somewhere. Let's see. Ahsoka Tano. The worst, best, and cursed state a locomotive been in. The worst, best, and cursed? Most things after Rex? Shrug? I'm not sure, like that's kind of how that goes. Don't know what else to answer there. Nate talks cars. Oh boy, here I go breaking the economy again. There it goes. Kapow. I know a sphere makes a good pressure vessel. Is there a locomotive that tried to use a sphere-shaped boiler? Was there any reason to not use one or more spherical boilers outside of capacity limitations? That's an interesting.
I mean,
question.
structurally it's a good idea, but I don't know how you would.
Wait,
You
what was
have
the
to
question?
compromise the sphere at some point to have the heating element.
Right.
Unless the
sphere-
heating element is entirely outside the boiler, in which case you're not maximizing your heating area.
Right. So it's ideal for pressure, but it's not ideal for heat
Thermo.
exchange, right? For thermo, and then it's not ideal for loading gauge either, because the sphere will get you a lot of volume, but you can only make it so big before you come up on loading gauge, and it would be better to extrude the sphere into, I don't know, a cylinder.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
So
And then the point about thermo is actually super accurate because a sphere would actually be the worst shape for thermo.
because of the square
the cool
cube
thing
law.
about it-
yeah.
It's not even the square cube law. A sphere is literally the shape that maximizes the volume inside for minimum surface area outside.
That
From a thermo perspective, it's literally the worst.
So build pair fire
the
boxes.
square cube law.
Build
Yeah,
pair fire boxes.
That's literally what I said.
So
That's
we
a-
have
He was right all along.
Yeah.
we have mathematic arguments, we have thermal arguments against why sphere boilers are a bad
That
idea.
said, did nobody
No,
ever
but-
try it? I'm sure somebody tried it.
I'm sure
Mark,
someone
like-
tried it.
Square cube law applies to everything. You would have worse performance on a cylindrical boiler because of square cube law. It's a much more fundamental thing about a sphere that makes it the worst in all cases, period, end of sentence.
It takes it to the extreme, yes.
Of like
this-
All right, pedantic mathematician. We hear you.
Hang on.
Be gone,
Does
math
this-
major.
He's banging his number 4 gavel on the desk. I got a degree in math. Yes.
Does this square cube law, is that in any way, shape, or form relevant to the cube rule of food?
No, you shut up.
No.
The what?
Burritos are toast. That is the mathematical argument. Don't make me start talking about
What?
copies.
Sorry, what? Huh?
Don't you
Pop
derail
Tarts
this.
are ravioli.
Hard.
What
Here's,
did
have
you
you
do?
never
What-
heard of the cube rule of food?
No,
No.
no,
Cube
no,
rule of
no,
food is-
no,
Why
no.
are
We are
going
not.
on this rant?
We are not doing this. We are not
What
doing
is
this
this?
unless Leighton Moreland shows up. If Leighton Moreland shows up in the call, we can do this. But otherwise, we are not
Hey,
talking.
man, I did
about
my
the-
homework.
Burritos
I'm
are
practicing
homotopy
my
equivalent to
scales,
toast.
asshole. I deserve something. I need an explanation for this.
We will explain if Leighton shows up or later. Don't derail this stream this hard.
Get
What?
the butterflies.
Why bear YouTube? Do you plan to do Railroads Online with Con? I am still in the camp of I hope I can never play Railroads Online ever again. I see the comments on Con's videos on Railroads Online asking where I am and why I'm not playing. I think I've made it pretty clear that I don't really enjoy that game anymore, and it would be pulling my teeth to make content that would feel very disingenuous to put out. Like, I wouldn't be having fun, and it would be fake. And I really strive to be really genuine. And it would feel wrong for me to do that, to lie to you guys for the sake of views. I know it would get clicks. It would pay me. It would help pay bills. Like, that would be great. But I'd feel very disingenuous to do it. So I'm not going to do it unless there's some crazy change or something that would make it worth it to play. And a new map is not crazy.
Hey, Railroader, where Bupkis?
Yeah, where Bupkis? Give us the Bupkis.
Where's the buppy?
Bring Bupkis.
The Buppy boy.
I mean, if he shows up in a VC, I'll drag him up.
I think he can show up to these now. Does he not have MOW?
No, he's got the weird Railroader role.
Well, make the Railroader role able to see this then, because they...
I don't know if I did. I can check.
Bupkis and Casey deserve to be up here.
It's true. All right. Rolliston Rails, what are your thoughts on the way rail operators run and with mainline excursions in the U.S.? There's literally no reason for a railroad to want to take on the liability of a mainline excursion, which is why you don't see them anymore. Darn lawyers
Sad.
And insurance and things, and it is sad. Like, I would love to see all the folk. Like, I want to go see 4449 run on the main again. Are you kidding me? It's the first time I saw Steam. I got to see that. But the litigious nature of the world makes it not conducive to those things, which is why we're still pretty blessed that we get to see UP do stuff with the big boy, and hopefully, hopefully as well the 844 will be back one of these days. But anyway, Acela 2163, what is the dumbest and or cleverest improvised fix you've seen on a locomotive? Could be steam or diesel. The dumbest and probably most common one is the good old fusee in the EPD trick. A lot of times when a EMD locomotive is struggling with water pressure for some reason, it'll pop the low water button, shut down, kind of like we talked about in the tunnel motor video. And it just so happens that the length of the standard fusee is almost exactly the length between the car body door and the button. And so you could just stick a fusee there and shut the door, and then the fusee will hold the button in, preventing it from shutting down with low water, which might destroy the engine, but it'll keep it running. And that's the improvised train crew solution. That's an old as the engine itself probably is. Dumbest otherwise improvised fix. Like, that improvised fixes are hard to say, because it's like, that's usually a like done quick on the road kind of thing. Because usually shops try to fix things the best they can, although some of them did nothing.
Do we want to mention the things that were found on 20?
Yeah, I don't know if this counts as improvised fixes. I mean, I guess they kind of do. They were more thought out than improvised, but you know, it's they just
The parts were improvised.
They just didn't have any money. So, let's see. All right, let me get these top chats here. Farm Shop Chronicles, I present another argument against a sphere boiler. Late 1800s shops. Hey, we need you to fix this boiler. Okay, how? Make this. Ah! Yeah. Yeah, how do you flange a sphere? I don't think the McCabe will do a sphere. Oh, lordy. Yeah, that's fair. And from Blue's Crew, please no mathing. Yep. Yep. That's beautiful. Okay, back to the questions over here. Frankie717UX9RR. What are your thoughts on Mexican narrow gauge locomotives? Oh, look, Goose is here.
They're awesome.
And if given a chance,
They're kick-ass. I love them.
They're really cool.
they were asking
Based.
me, but I'm glad
ever
that we know
seen-
that Goose likes them.
You ever seen the Baker-equipped NDM 460?
Thing's
Because
fucking
I-
kick-ass!
That thing's awesome.
Yeah.
I
Fucking
love
kick-ass.
that thing.
And if given a chance, which is highly unlikely, could they run on any narrow gauge tourist roads such as the Georgetown Loop or the Durango and Silverton? Love your content. Keep up the great work.
Hi, so it's not Mexican, but IRCA, which is Guatemala and Ecuador, I believe. All the steam engines that currently run at Georgetown are from Guatemala.
Yep. Very true. So is it possible I mean, if someone buys one and brings it up and wants to operate it.
Actually, Cripple Creek and Victor has 2 operating Mexican narrow gauge steam locomotives. It's 2-foot narrow gauge, but it's still narrow gauge.
I mean, that's cheating though. That's cheating. Though.
What do you mean it's cheating? It's narrow gauge.
Oh, it's a dinky little freaking 2-footer. It's like look that's with
They were operated on the narrow gauge
when
port line
people
in Mexico.
say,
They were in mining service.
When people say Mexican narrow gauge, they expect the cool NDM stuff, like purpose built, not just something HK Porter whipped up in their shop and said, "Here's 30 billion copies of these, and people all over the world can buy them." And the stupid Henschel bullshit from Germany that fucking 50 billion of those still exist and they're everywhere. And oh, this one operated in Mexico. Great. How different is it from any other one of those? Yeah.
They asked about Mexican narrow gauge.
Sips.
There you go.
They are Mexican narrow gauge.
That's all you had to do. Yeah, Mexican
And I
narrow
think
gauge.
that
Cool. There's some amount of wackiness. Like the giant headlight vibe is a little strange for some of us.
Cool.
But it is cool. But it's unique. But they're definitely cool. They had a lot of really neat stuff.
Now everyone's accusing
I was gonna say I like it.
2-footers.
I was gonna say that there is one engine from the Coahuila y Zacatecas Railroad, which was 3-foot. They were built for that railroad that has been rumored, threatened to be put back in operation. There was rumors back in like 2019 that Georgetown was gonna take it and restore it, but I don't know where that's gone, if anywhere. But there is one engine from that railroad that may at some point possibly return to operation.
Let's go get that Connie that ran down there. The one that ran and they just stopped running it. Let's bring that up here.
Yeah, 279.
Yeah, with the weird whistle that nobody can figure out how many chimes it has.
No, it's a 4-chime.
I thought it was, but I thought there were some videos that showed it with a 3.
So it wore both. It wore a 3-chime and it wore a 4-chime.
Yeah, okay.
Indeed. Okay. MSCM 2000. Will the Colorado Railroad Museum ever restore the DSP&P 191? We did once. See, it used to look really, really, really nice. And then it sat outside for like 12 years, and now it kind of looks a little sad. So we will restore her again so that she may permanently eventually go inside forever and look very pretty forever.
And maybe backdate her to actual DSP 51.
51. See, it's a dumb thing. She's lived at the museum as 191 for so long. This is not the opinion of the Colorado Railroad Museum. This is my opinion, guessing about the Colorado Railroad Museum. My guess is that they would not want to change the number because a lot of people fell in love with 191, right? Yes, it was 51 as built, and God, it would be so cool to see the Nesmith.
So cool.
A stack even bigger than what it already had. That would be awesome.
The colors on it would be so pretty. Oh, I think we summoned Wings with the Mexican narrow gauge talk.
You did, but then but now you're on 191 talk, and the real thing for that is it has had so many modifications by Union Pacific. You keep it in Union Pacific condition, but just whatever you do in the cosmetic resto, just please fix the Condon stack. The current one is so funky.
It is a little goofy. Yeah.
It's like a police sketch version of a Condon stack.
Hold on, I've got to find a meme real quick.
Somewhere out there, we'll just hope that Jack is not watching. It's fine. But yeah, will we ever restore it to run? No. Iron boiler. Iron boiler. Iron boiler.
Iron boiler.
Iron boiler.
Hey,
Iron
Mark,
boiler.
if you check
Iron
PC
boiler.
text-
Iron
Put a new
boiler.
one on it.
Iron boiler.
Put a new one on it.
No.
That is 191's Congdon right now. That image in BC text.
Yes. Yeah. So okay.
Question on getting 191 to run though. Is it feasible to put a new boiler inside the old boiler?
Whoa!
Not a thing?
No.
What did you
No!
just say?
fuck.
I came up with the dumbest thing I could, Jersey. It was
freak!
funny.
You utter freak!
Mickley,
I can't
describe to me.
I'm fucking out. I'm fucking out.
Describe to me.
You scared wings off.
Describe to me how in the fucking locomotive human centipede bullshit you cram a new boiler inside of the existing
locomotive
boiler.
Vor.
Explain to me the
What is
process.
wrong with
Look,
you?
man, all you do is take out all the innards of the old boiler, and then put a new boiler inside of it.
How do you do
No!
that? It doesn't work
How?
like that.
How do you
You
do
have a
that?
firebox that you cannot put in from anywhere.
Well, yeah, you'd have to do some weird welding.
Okay,
and bolting of things.
I am very disappointed in everyone. I leave and I come back and the first thing I hear is Locomotive Vor.
Blame Mickley on this one. This isn't us. We didn't do this one. Fucking well, how do we fix the old boiler? Put a new boiler in it.
Carl,
Fuck you.
ban Mickley, please. Carl, please. Oh my god.
You know,
Yeah,
for
no.
Jersey's reaction, it was worth it. All right.
Oh,
No.
shut up.
No. You don't do that. You do not put... No. You do
Okay,
not
what if you put a new
Matryoshka
boiler
doll...
outside the old
We
one?
are not Matryoshka dolling the fucking 191.
What happens when that boiler wears out? Oh, you put another boiler in it.
It's foolproof.
Precisely.
To
Eventually,
what? Get a-
all you have is a 1/4-inch tube that is the boiler.
Yeah.
This is madness. Anyway. Train
No,
Man...
This
trick.
is Sparta.
No.
I need the brain cell caboose.
No.
No, it's
I knew
mine
I
right
knew
now.
that was gonna happen when I said that. It's fine. Roblox with Con again. Try streamlined. Good game. We'll see. Con was not a huge fan of the Roblox stuff, but we will see if we can do that. We're enjoying Deer Valley for now. Jack Morgan, behind on the stream, but IRM with 1630 in the Shay is your favorite coal railroad. When a Shay sets off, it sounds like it's wheel slipping. Can't wait for the roundhouse and their second trolley line. It's gonna be cool. I've heard great things about IRM. Never been out. It's a thing that I need to do. So, Vicious E3. I got an idea for the shelf behind you. 6 chime. I don't know if IKEA furniture will hold that weight. It would be a nice backdrop piece. It sits in the boxcar at the museum, so I could bring it back. But yeah, it weighs about 80 pounds. So, evil me. No, do not, no. You people, do not be crediting this idea. You could put an industrial style water tube boiler inside the original boiler shell and run it oil fired. No, we're not discussing this. This is stupid.
No.
Jan Zabisky,
Be gone,
just
foul
flex seal the
beast.
inside of the boiler. That's how. Yeah, I'm sure that Titan Submarine Guy did that too. That works for pressure vessels. Anyway.
So before we run off of this, why iron boiler so bad for those that do not understand?
Okay, well, I don't think it's actually iron. I think it's wrought steel. But the way that it is actually it's not forged, but the way that they formed the boiler sheets rolls a lot of air pockets into the material, and they are undetectable with UT. And you could suddenly have a very thin spot in the boiler if any sort of corrosion occurred, and you could have a sudden, unexpected failure because of the extreme porosity of the boiler without any way to know that it was going to happen. So they are verboten.
So Titan Submarine, but opposite.
Something like that.
Big boom. Jamie wants a big boom.
Yeah. Like when you see pictures of locomotives that had failed in weird spots, like boiler explosions where it's like the middle of the boiler failed and it's not a crown sheet failure, basically that.
So what if carbon fiber boiler?
Shut up.
No.
Shut up. Get out.
No.
Get out. Out. Get out.
Make it sink. Send it to the Titanic.
I was gonna
To
say
the depths.
make carbon fiber hold up to those temperatures.
It's a bad engineering material for pressure vessel applications. No kips.
Any pressure.
No kick.
Either
No
direction.
kips.
Well,
COPV.
Okay.
All right, so I have a proposal
Elaboration
before
on
we
that.
move on.
Clarification
Oh.
on that. It's good for like rocket propellants or like single materials, single liquids that have good thermal properties. They don't change temperature that much.
That you're going to use
Well, now,
like
wait.
2 times.
Here's a question.
Once, if that.
Wouldn't carbon fiber be better for a boiler barrel than a fucking submarine because boiler barrel puts the carbon fiber under tension, which is the way it's meant to be used because it's fucking string in glue?
You are correct. However,
I'm not saying it would be a good boiler barrel.
You're
I'm just
arguing
saying...
if it's better to take a bullet to the back of the head or to the jaw. They're still pretty fucking bad either way.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not actually trying to imply it would be a good boiler barrel. I'm just saying, like,
yes, it is
a
technically
boiler barrel would be
a little
better
bit
suited
better.
to carbon fiber than submarine body. It still sucks.
Yeah, the
Okay.
fatigue stress, the fatigue load of
The
carbon
fatigue,
fiber would still
the-
cause it to go kabang like the 7th time you fired it up.
the temperature shifts would also cause the matrix to delaminate.
That's a fun
It's
one.
fine. You just have to
These
have like
nuts.
some acoustic monitoring system so you can hear the cracking before it blows.
Oh yeah.
What?
Yes.
Oh, yes,
yeah,
that's
okay,
what we need on
look,
this steam
look,
engine.
Look,
Acoustic monitors.
all of this conversation makes me think that we should hollow out Mickley's brain and put a new brain inside of the old brain.
Who's to say that hasn't already happened?
I would
That would
not-
explain a lot. Oh Jesus.
To answer Colonel
What's inside
Cactus's
Mickley's
super
head?
chat,
Some pocket lint and some unpopped popcorn kernels.
You're not. Don't be answering super chat. We've got.
We're still on the topic, though. We're still on the topic.
That's because you guys have derailed my fucking live stream.
You're welcome.
Fine. Go.
Fine, we'll
Say your
get
bit
there.
about airplanes, airplane boy.
Fine.
This is a derail or me suffering for my own
The
hubris.
airline fuselages don't have a 200 or 300 or 3,000 or 4,000 psi pressure differential. It's maybe 10 psi.
Yeah, it's fine under small loads, not low cycle fatigue. .png. Yeah. No, don't do this. Anyway, Daylight PNW Productions. Thank you, friend. Hi, Hyce. I have heard somewhere that there's that the mount of the pilot wheels on a locomotive is what determines.
I had to know.
Oh boy.
I didn't know. I had to know.
The economy is apparently being blown up over there. Is what determines on purpose with exceptions. 0 for switch, 2 for freight, 4 per passenger. Don't know if this is a bunch of BS or anything. Thanks for the input. It's about stability, and that does relate to those things a little bit. But what you said is probably generally pretty accurate because you don't need as much stability for switching. You need more weight on drivers, so 0 makes sense. 2 for freight. You want some amount of stability because you've got a lot of wheels or whatever and you're pulling at medium speeds. And 4 is better for high speeds because it's more stable and it's got a better connection to everything. Does that mean that there were not freight engines with 4 lead wheels? No, there were plenty. Does that mean there were passenger trains pulled by 2 lead wheel engines? No, there were plenty. It's more so based on driver size, based on speed, but then you still have express freight and stuff. So you could definitely draw a general conclusion that, okay, well, 2 is typically freight, 4 is typically passenger, but I wouldn't say it's a hard and fast rule by any means. It's about how stable you need the engine to be at speed. 4-wheel lead trucks are better than 2-wheel lead trucks are better than none. So, yeah, you want to see something ridiculous, watch an 040 or something, just go do the dance, like, going down the track. They do all sorts of stupid crap. Yeah. Anyway, Colonel Cactus, we got to your point, thanks to Mr. Airplane Man. Evil me! Oh, don't you do this to me, man. Okay. Plasma spray metal coating on the inside of the old boiler. We do it for bearing surface repair, and it's basically spray-on steel as thick as you want. But that's not how that works. It's not how that works. I mean, it's how that works, but that's not how... But no, don't do that. Try getting the FRA to approve that. It's fine. Let's see. Striker.
Latent defects go brr.
Yeah, yes.
You're going to drop a lot of air pockets in that.
Striker, a bit behind, but did someone say NDM Steam? I'm sure I've probably said enough about my thoughts on NDM Steam and NDM Niagara 3028. Yes, we did say NDM
It's here.
Steam.
It's in the U.S. There's a crack in the firebox in like the throat sheet, but it's here.
Oh,
It
that
is-
one?
It is,
Oh, I've seen
it is
pictures
not a
of that.
crack. It is what appears to be an angle grinder taken to the throat sheet.
Well, that's evil.
Yeah.
There's a big ol' hole there, but they think they can, just
It's a
cut that
big
part out.
asshole.
That's a
You
big,
know,
cool
just cut that
choo-choo.
out.
Who has that?
It's
Where
like
is
a
that?
fault line.
New
Is
Hope
that-
and Ireland.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Sorry, New Hope Railroad, because some snobs are going to correct me.
I don't think it's even called that anymore, technically, but it's fine. John Deere Boy. Hey, Hyce, sorry I'm late. Oh, thank you, friend. Appreciate you. You're not late. You arrive precisely when you mean to.
Wizard is never early nor late.
Yes. Not John Deere Boy isn't either. QB Fox. Theoretically, could you run a steam train with air pressure instead of steam pressure with like a diesel car or air compressor thing? Cursed idea, maybe. Particularly if you fill the boiler with concrete.
Yeah.
You
Pressure
can.
is pressure.
Pressure
but
is-
good luck
Yeah.
running at any meaningful distance
Yes.
on that.
That's the thing. So we have charged the engines up with air before to blow them out. Particularly if they got to be winterized or whatever, blow all the condensate that we can out. And you can charge 491 up to 50 psi, and she will run in and out of the roundhouse onto the turntable twice, and then she can't move anymore. Steam expands a lot, air doesn't. That is why steam good and air is dumb. Yeah. So.
But
that doesn't
also
mean people
fireless
haven't tried,
locomotives?
So.
Yes, but those were always
were
on yard
steam.
service, and
Yeah.
it had to.
Yeah, they had
It
some.
had to charge up every 4 seconds.
They
yeah.
had some compressed air engines, but it
No,
was
they
like gazillion freaking thousand psi compressed air. So
Those cooker engines, as they're called, the fireless engines, those could run for hours and hours and didn't take very long to charge back up.
it
From all I
depends.
understand.
Yes, but they were charged to like thousands, and they had
Yes,
tiny
they
ass
were.
cylinders.
The air ones did not run for hours. The steam
Oh no,
ones
those
did.
ones suck.
The
The
air,
steam
the
ones.
compressed air ones ran for an hour or two, which is why they
Yes.
changed to using steam fireless pretty quickly, because you could actually get a shift of work out of them, basically.
I said
So.
cookers, not air
Yeah.
engines.
But we were just talking about them right before. so.
Oh.
And you
Yeah.
said cooker, and then
We
you
were
said
kinda talking about
fireless,
both at
which
the
is
same
like
time.
Yeah.
Slang terms. But yeah,
Steam, many more energy dense than air.
we like this. God damn it! The wallet of John Deere Boy. Please, someone take his debit card. I'm getting empty. It's gotten meta. The meta is here. What is going on?
It's gone meta.
John Deere Boy and his wallet are both here. Oh wow, that's that's ridiculous. That's great. Anyways, I'm gonna go back to the pre-asked questions. I'm gonna do a couple more, and then I'm gonna have to run and use the restroom. But let me get a couple of these here. Aiden's 1364. More stories from Inner Bay, please. As we've said, I love that people love the stories, but there needs to be a prompt. If you say stories, I'm like, dial tone. We have that on the soundboard.
Okay, hold on.
It's somewhere.
I need
3:13 in the
everyone
morning?
call. Oh.
3:13
Everyone in the calls just got to throw out trigger words that maybe set
I mean,
something off.
Homeless guy.
Jake already
Homeless.
did it. We already did that. I told pretty much all the homeless stories that I had in that one video. But anyway, the
No, I said
3:13.
3:13.
Jake said 3:13 in the morning, which isn't so much a story from the railroad as an obnoxious thing that happened to me while going home from the railroad. Inner Bay is. It's Inner Bay. It used to be a bay, and then the Great Northern said, now it's a train yard. And so they filled it in and built the yard and everything. And as such, it's surrounded by a lot of water. And to get to the shop from where I lived at the time, I had to go across the Ballard Bridge, which is a big drawbridge, right where the Ballard locks are. All the deadliest catch boats are there and whatever. And We worked at the time. We worked every
I
fucking
thought those
schedule.
sailed out of like Alaska.
No, they all pretty much moor in Seattle, actually. A lot of them sail out of, but like the Northwestern and the Wizard and the like, I've seen all those boats hundreds of times. They all come down to Seattle, and that's where we're a major port. That's where they all get work done too.
Right. Okay.
I've seen pretty much every major boat that was in the show. They've all been in there at some time. Some of them more out of like Juneau or whatever too, but.
That's true. Yeah. I know that they were out of Dutch and Juneau a lot, but
well, yeah, they fish out of Dutch, but they steam down to Seattle after the season usually. But anyway, that's boat stuff.
But aren't they diesels?
We've got. Welcome to the trio of autism. We've covered planes, trains, and now boats. Let's ask questions about cars next.
We've also done rockets.
We have done rockets. God, we're just like we're hitting all cylinders here. Anyway.
There's cars.
Drawbridge. The whole things. All that fun stuff. We worked every goddamn schedule imaginable at that shop as management. Like the craft, they had 3 shifts that were 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., 2 p.m. to 10 p.m., 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. for a second, third. But they tried everything with us. We did... we ended up settling on 12s, basically. They'd done a bunch of other schedules before I got there, but shortly after I got there, we went from doing 4 10s, which was the best schedule ever, to doing 4 on, 3 off, 3 on, 4 off, 12s, which basically meant that you worked either Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and every other Wednesday, or you worked Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and every other Wednesday. So you'd trade Wednesdays. And you got half the week off, but you're actually working more than 40 hours a week on average because it's the railroad and they squeeze you like that. And the 12s were actually about 13-hour shifts because you got bitched out if you didn't show up at least half an hour early for turnover meeting because you were delaying the guy who just got done with his 13-hour shift from going home. But anyway, they scheduled us. We tried 11 to 11 as the changeover time. We tried 1 to 1. We tried 3 to 3. We tried 5 to 5. We tried 7 to 7. We tried almost everything that we possibly could without interfering with employee breaks or lunches or whatever in such a way that we wouldn't be available. And we ended up reliably sticking with the 5 to 5 later on, but in this period we were doing 3 to 3. And so Jake said 3:13 a.m. And I sent a very angry Snapchat because I just finished my 13-hour shift at 3 a.m. God, I guess I was working nights then because nights got off at 3 a.m. and technically days was 3 a.m. to 3 p.m., which I don't know how that was day shift, but anyway, morning shift and evening shift. And I'm going home. It's my Friday, and I'm like excited to be done and getting home. And it's 3:13 in the morning. And the goddamn Ballard Bridge drawbridge goes up. And it's like, why? Who is boating a large boat through fucking Ballard at 3:13 in the goddamn morning? To which I sent the Snapchat out, and then Jake sends me a text a little bit later that is just Patrick Starr's face with a boat superimposed, and it says, oh boy, 3:13 a.m. He probably still has the picture somewhere, but...
I do. I can pull it up. Hang on.
Pull it up. Pull up the memes.
I have to go search the private channel. Hang on.
Go do it. While you do that, I'm gonna get one more question, then I'm gonna use the restroom here. Coaster fan SW9HJ, I need to hear your opinion of octonitrocubane. Even though you're not a chemistry person, it's still a very fun material. Octonitrocubane.
Hold on.
I don't know what that is. It sounds rad, but
sounds rad.
Cubane. It is CANAO16.
It's basically TNT.
Isn't that the lead singer from Nirvana?
It is a proposed high explosive like TNT. Huh. Well, we like explodey boys.
We like explosive.
We do like this. You found the things. He's sending me the thing.
It's in DMs.
Beautiful. This is the most important thing you'll see all stream. Oh boy, 3:13 a.m.
3:13 a.m.
The tugboat with the Turkish flag, because it was the first thing I found.
It's fine. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, so an explosion. It's same chemical structure as cubane, but a bunch of nitro is added instead. Okay. Huh.
Well, the nitro makes it go boom.
Yes. It sounds like explodey boy, so we like that. Anyway, I'm gonna let you guys entertain the folks, and I'm gonna run and use the restroom. I'll be right back.
Man, you made me interrupt my run of Jetpack Joyride.
Hey, speaking of Jetpack Joyride,
Don't you bring that up.
no.
Don't you bring that up.
No.
Don't you bring that up, you evil son of a bitch. Don't you do that to me.
Okay, well,
What
I
about
ate something and my
Subway
tumbly is getting a
Surfers?
little bit rumbly. I'll be right back.
Oh, see, it didn't befall me this time.
Jake, no.
Jake, no.
And we never saw him again.
Sploosh in the background as I fall in.
Make the leaderboards of Jetpack Joyride or Subway Surfers when you go.
Oh my god. Oh, someone.
What story can we tell?
I don't know.
So
I'm
this
gonna
one
tell
time
the
at
story.
band camp,
I'm gonna tell the story of
So
the
this
ugly
one
barnacle.
time,
I was thinking of the same story, Jersey.
Once there was a barnacle, and he was so ugly that everyone died. The end.
It make me feel
I
better
think-
at all.
I think that's supposed to be my story to tell.
which one?
The ugly barnacle.
No, fuck you. I already beat you to
To,
it, you
to be
some
fair,
bitch.
to be fair, Patrick is Patrick.
That. Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, you're right. Okay.
I didn't even process that at first.
Someone's
An
asking me
ugly
how Train
barnacle.
Simulator is going. I don't know. I
See?
haven't fired it up since yesterday.
This is how much we call each other by our not names that like half the time we forget what each other's real names are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, who's the one that's been using my actual name lately?
I use it on occasion, and then you're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, why is it Zach?" And then I call
No,
you Jersey,
no,
and you're like, "Oh, why is it Jersey?"
Funny enough, you are like the only person that can say my name, and even though sometimes I shitpost about it, I just get used to it. You just have, I don't know, the voice for it. you just see.
yeah.
Oh yeah. But it's funny. More people call me Jersey than my actual
Zacky
name
boy.
these days. Okay, no, no.
No, that goes to
No.
the igloo. That goes to the igloo.
Don't you dare! Don't you dare!
Oh god.
I mean, I'm so
Uh,
used to being
for-
called Caboose these days.
Someone
those
complimented my Patrick
who-
impression. Thank you.
For those in chat who play DCS, Heat Blur announced the pre-order for the F4 Phantom today, and I am going to shill it because holy shit, it is. Oh,
What are you shilling while Jersey is a walrus on my stream right now?
The creators of one of the third-party developers for DCS announced a new plane today, and oh my god. Oh my god. I posted it in the work server and I was like,
Dude, take
This.
a picture of it and go to the bathroom. Come back when you're saying.
shut up.
Planes.
But,
Planes.
yeah, I put it in the work server and I was like, this is what we need to do. Just make it trains.
There you go.
Because oh my god.
All right. Nowhere Man. Have you seen Way Out West's high pressure 15-inch gauge loco? Air pressure. No, I haven't. Ping me in Discord somewhere with it. Alan Knight. Hi, Mark. I've been playing Frostpunk a lot as of late and was wondering if the game's Dreadnoughts would work in the real world. Can send a link in Discord if necessary. Yeah, I've got no idea what that is. So feel free.
It looks like just big ass like traction engine. I can put a picture too in VC text.
Do. Oh, that's kind of goofy. Those are
I
kinda
mean,
cool.
it looks like multiple
That's-
big ass spoilers.
That's very much art person
Yeah.
try to train.
Art person
Yeah.
tried land train.
Why has it got normal, like, locomotive wheels and running gear?
Why is the boiler
Why
on
does it just have
hydraulics?
waltzes? How does it turn?
I don't like this. I want it to go away now.
It looks like someone, like, shoehorned a pair of camelbacks and a Crampton together.
Don't look. I know your opinions on camelbacks, but don't bring them into this. This is too bullshit for them.
I don't get, like, you've got, like, road wheels and then, like, normal flanged railroad wheel. Yeah, some artist just, like, snorted a line of Adderall and then was like, train! And then this happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think those would work. not as drawn, but they look very sci-fi,
It's just-
techno-punky thingies. So.
It's just steampunk kind of rule of cool.
Add more wheels and rods and steamy, leaky shenanigany. Yeah, basically.
Steam lines make steampunk.
Pretty much. Evil me, trains, planes, boats. Let's talk about tunnel boring machines, slap TBM. This baby will really drill your holes. Oh yeah, that's what she said.
I mean, it sounds
fine.
kind of boring,
Come
but
on.
It does sound boring.
Shut up. Oh god, fuck. Ah.
Lime. And Hinchcliffe, member for 8 months. Look over there. It's a small boat, basically. Okay. The Undead Hooligan. Hey, Hyce. Today I saw a living, breathing steam locomotive for the first time. It was Southern Railroad's 4501. It was amazing. Me and my dad also.
Oh,
had some
that's a
great
nice
fried
dude.
noodles.
4501's a dude.
Day. 4501's cool.
That is an elegant engine.
4501 is like, when you look up the picture of Mikado in the dictionary, it should be 4501. Like, it is just, mwah, like, beautiful, great lines, looks great. Like, yeah, no notes. 4501.
And
Although-
they were green.
Awesome.
I will say, the only reason I know that engine, and this will show what kind of nerd I am, is because of October Sky.
Oh, I mean, that's good, but that's also nerd.
We get it. You like rocketry, Goose.
I like trade.
We still need to watch October Sky.
I haven't seen it since I was forced to watch it in Catholic school many years ago for some reason. Anyway. Drew Barker. Hey, we can talk cars too. You work at Pierce Manifolds, and we have an aluminum cross-ram intake that bolts into a GM 4-barrel intake so you can fit 2 opposed Weber 45 DCOEs under the hood of your goat. Well, talk dirty to me. I need to get the goat to run right now. Spoilers. I think I let it get too low on gas. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I'm one of those people that like just trusts the gas gauge and like will run all the way to just absolutely empty. And I've done that with the GTO and my Subaru both, and I have confidence of where they sit, but the GTO doesn't want to start now. It just cranks. So I might have overdone it, but I've taken it further than I have now. So maybe something is wrong. Either way, I have not done any troubleshooting other than rolling it onto level ground and seeing that it still was just cranking and wasn't trying to like attempt to fire at all. Like not even like sputtering it just so
Maybe try it both uphill and downhill. See if you can get
I haven't
the tiniest
tried
bit
that.
of gas.
It doesn't move, so I have to move it by hand. Like it's a thing. So I'm gonna go.
I'll bring a gas can next time I come over.
Yeah, I need to go get a gas can and get some more gas, and then
I was
try
gonna say,
that.
I don't have a gas can,
but
but
the thing of it is that I haven't even done troubleshooting step number 1. I haven't even taken the goddamn air cleaner off to see if I'm even getting gas. Like, I'm a bad car person. It's not in my wheelhouse to think about it, and like the weather's been kind of shit, so it's like, well, it'll sit, and then I'll look at it next week or something.
I mean, you could do just plastic trash bags and put gas in those that totally won't melt through and create a bomb in your trunk.
No.
Bad.
No.
Speaking of car things, though, I saw a video where some guys put a turbo on a truck, but it was a Milwaukee leaf blower, and it worked.
Air pressure's air pressure, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you not
But
seen
it
the
looks
episode of
stupid.
Roadkill called
Leaf-
the Boost
It looked
Caboose?
So
Yeah,
stupid.
Leaf blowers as turbochargers is like a thing in 24 Hours of Lemons, as Mark was
Air
just talking
pressure.
about with the boost caboose.
Yeah,
They
they
was
literally.
the first time I had seen anything like that, and it just looked so stupid, and it was hilarious that it worked.
So, side note, everyone should go watch the TV show Roadkill. I think you have to have Motor Trend now, so you have to be a real card nerd to really do it. They have some episodes on YouTube. Funny, the dudes are funny. Leighton actually was on the set of that show once, and he's in one of the episodes, apparently, like, for 4 seconds as, like, an itty-bitty child that you wouldn't recognize. But, yeah, they did an episode called The Boost Caboose, where they built a trailer to pull behind, I think it was, like, a Datsun something. And they put, like, a 350 Chevy just running a giant fuck-off turbo, and that was all it was doing to boost the engine in the car on front. And it's just like, this is the dumbest shit I've ever seen, but it worked. They also did one where they had like 5 leaf blowers in the trunk. They did that too first, but then they were like, no, we're upgrading to a trailer, and it's the boost caboose. And it's like, ooh, yeah. So anyway,
So it's a
stuff.
tender, but entirely for turbocharger.
It's what is my purpose? To provide boost. Yeah. Travis,
How much boost pressure do you want?
Yes. I want to blow the rings out of my engine. Yeah. Travis Wirtz, ever heard of white coal? Aiden mentioned it. I've not heard of white coal. Does it taste like vanilla? Anyway, let's see. I got catch up here.
It's just coal with a higher percentage of coconut fat. Or cocoa fat, whatever it is.
That.
White coal? No, it's just got pumpkin spice on it.
Let's not go down that rabbit hole. Modius, so a question I've always wondered, why does it seem like some giant choo-choos eat what seems like coal dust and some small choo-choos eat what is almost like small basketballs of coal? Stokers. I mean, that's the thing. So stoker firing, you can't send lumps of coal down the stoker. The stoker's only so big. And when you burn it, crush it down to a pretty fine mist, it causes a pretty significant, like, it almost makes it like oil firing because the coal's burning so fast. Whereas if you're the guy putting it in there with the shovel, you don't want to like be shoveling constantly. You want the coal to slowly burn, so you want to use bigger pieces to some extent. Sometimes there can be too big, although some firemen will purposefully sort out the dinosaur eggs and use those because they want to be lazy, but it's not very efficient.
And we're back to our old friend, the square cube law.
Yeah, there it is once again.
There it is.
Oh, no.
You put the dinosaur eggs in the heel so you don't have to fire them as often.
Pretty much. So. Colin Spencer, hope all is well with you all. Why, thank you. Evil Me, just for Goose. Hydrazine-powered steam locomotive. Or F1 engines on the back of the caboose for thrust.
Here's the thing.
And no.
Hydrazine is not dense enough to provide any sort of meaningful range. It burns great. It'll burn.
It's also
hot.
nut-shrivelingly toxic, literally.
Yes. Quite literally nut-shrivelingly toxic. So, I mean, Thermobrain goes yes, Hydrazine go burr, but everything else says get that evil away.
Yeah, no thanks. Alright, not a real name. Got 2 questions here. Since I'm from Seattle, and Seattle has a rich history of being a major terminal city for railroading, alongside with aviation and maritime transportation, which railroad do I think was the best in Seattle? The Chicago, Milwaukee, St. Paul and Pacific, the Great Northern, the Northern Pacific, or the UP? Yeah, God, we did have a lot of railroads in Seattle.
Milwaukee Road.
The Milwaukee Road.
The Milwaukee Road.
I always forget that they always came all the way out. It's always funny.
Well, remember, when they did that, they went into debt so hard that they died. Like
true.
60 years later.
I don't know if they ran all the way down to Florida, but when I went there a couple months ago, there was a fucking Milwaukee Road beaver tail car.
They definitely did not run to Florida, buddy.
No. It's almost like
No,
private cars.
no.
Private cars go burr. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he listed a bunch, but didn't list the SP&S, which was like the hometown.
SP&S is the coolest one.
They were pretty
Yeah.
cool. Which one was the best? I mean, I'm biased to GN because I worked in a former GN shop. But the GN
Southern Pacific
did a lot of fuck shit.
Southern
Wait,
Pacific.
did Southern Pacific make it up there? I'm pretty sure they did.
I don't know. Was it SP or UP? Because I know
UP
UP's there
definitely
now,
did.
but I don't know if SP made it past Portland or not.
Hold on. Let me look this up. Go, continue.
Yeah, I don't honestly know. Like, which one's the best? I don't know enough about the history of those roads to say. I have the most attachment to the GN. The Milwaukee road's a meme. SP&S is really cool. A101A is confirming SP only made it to Portland. So, good question, but yeah, I don't know. I'm bad about the history side of things. If you watched the tunnel motor video, that should have been obvious. Anyway. And if I only choose one to have, which of the 9 surviving Virginia and Truckee engines would I pick to own, to have in my possession? The Reno, the Genoa, the Empire, the Dayton, the Tahoe, the JW Boker, the Inyo, the 25, or the 27? God, so many of those engines survived. If I had to pick one, Inyo, because it is just, boom! Literal American, but it just has the vision to, like, it just is just a cool, like, big dumb 440 awesome, like, it just Hollywood choo-choo, bam, that one.
I
loved seeing it.
I'd go for Dayton, because that's the Central Pacific built one.
Is it?
That's that dude, that thing is proportional. Like, if you pull up pictures of it.
Let me see. I know I did see that because that was there.
Yeah.
Oh god, that's pretty too.
That's one of, I think that might be one of, it's one of very few surviving Sacramento built locomotives.
That's a really pretty engine too. So it'd probably be between that and Inyo if I had to own one. Super.
Which one is Reno?
Reno's the movie star, isn't it?
All of them are movie stars, but
well, that's true.
Reno's the one that got burnt like 3 times and is now being restored to run on the main line somehow.
That's gonna be dope. Reno's got kind of strange proportions to me.
It's identical to the Inyo.
Is it?
Yeah, same with the Genoa.
I guess it's just the freaking stack and then the headlight that throw me off.
You can find as-built pictures of it, and they... Oh, there's a picture of it there, on the left hand. Keep going. Further left.
That's all the way left.
Oh, wait. Hold on. You see... Okay, stream lag. No, below that, the 3rd row down, 2nd picture from the left.
The diamond stack?
Yes. That should be close to its as-built configuration.
That's neat.
That might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's it. Whatever. It looks a lot better back then. It does now.
I like
fucking
giant fuck off stack with the big brim on the front that Inyo has. And the big box headlight that has nothing in it in that picture. He's blind. It's funny. Yeah, I think the stack is very important to make the size of that. So yeah, I think
it'd be appropriate to nickname this engine Nobody.
Nobody?
Oh, shut up, Goose. No. Don't you reference Greek mythology. Don't you do that to me.
God damn it. So yeah, I'd probably pick one of those. Let's see. Northwesterner, message retracted. Well, thank you for the $5.
Message retracted.
Okay. Weird 1012. Would it, hear me out, be a good idea to put a turbo in a steam locomotive? This is very familiar to what we were just talking about. You route the exhaust steam into one side, then into the tender, and then the other is connected to the flues and stack, allowing you to still have draft and a constant one. It's the average draft of the 2 cylinders, with the great benefit of not needing to take on water. So there'd be more space in the tender for coal, also making the engine more efficient by keeping the heat within a closed loop. The only loss is being bad at insulation or something. And the other cylinder that's still yeeting stuff out the stack.
What?
This is confusing. Exhaust steam into one side of the turbo, other is connected to the flues and stack. Oh, so okay, it's like running a turbo and then making it a closed loop system, like a condenser locomotive.
Oh.
You'd still have losses across the turbo.
Yeah.
And this sounds like something interesting that someone would try. And the reality is you would have to... the reality is that you'd gunk up and plug up the turbo so fucking fast. Like, no matter what you're firing. If you're firing wood, you have particles. If you're firing coal, you have cinders and everything. If you're firing oil, you gotta sand the flues. And even then, the oil's, like, gunky. Like, you're going to plug that turbo, and it's not going to want to spin.
Well, yeah. But also, if you want a locomotive driven by spinny roundy fan thing, just go look at the Penske S2.
No, that's not what we're talking about at all.
That's a different thing, but
Yeah.
I mean, it does the spinny roundy thing with the steam.
It does, but that's for the engine. This is talking about to stoke the fire.
Yeah.
And then you can,
I missed that part.
Like, we're talking about making a turbo where you're using the exhaust of the cylinders to spin a turbo that causes draft out the stack.
What the hell?
That's basically what
That's the condensing engines tried to do.
Yeah,
and they were.
It's basically what the South African, what was it, Class 25?
But they sucked.
They sucked, and there's a reason that out of the 80-something built, like 78 or 79 got converted off of condensing and back to normal, like, open loop system.
Yeah, that's,
yeah.
Move somewhere else.
I do not think that would work. Northwesterner, it might have deleted your last super chat. Thank you again for super chatting it. Do you have any? The SP and SPNS stopped in Portland. Wait, did the SPNS never make it to Seattle?
No, that can't be right.
Maybe
that
was their southernmost extension. Anyway, do you have any interesting stories about the turntable at Intervay? I don't know how interesting it is, but I do have a video of a time that it was not too happy. Let's see. We this is mechanical versus engineering department.png. The house movers, the laborers that move power around, were running the house switcher, and they called me and they're like, "Hey, we were going into 16 stall and we watched the hood of the locomotive tip when we got off the turntable. Can you come like watch this and see what's going on?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's fine. I'm happy to do that." And so I came out and I took a video. This is them coming out of 16. And tell me what's wrong here, folks.
Oh, it's this video.
I don't know if I've ever actually seen this video.
Watch that rail disappear. Dunk.
Oh, I'm watching that snag. Oh, God.
You hate to see it.
Oh, God.
And it was only the inside rail, too. That the tie supporting it was gone. I mean, you could see the spikes in the tie plate.
It's gone.
There's just nothing. Only on that one side. The other side was still fine. And so it was like, holy shit, we need to get this taken care of. Like, this is bad. Oh my God. And so I emailed engineering, and engineering ignored me. And so I emailed engineering again, and engineering ignored me. And so I called engineering, and engineering said it wasn't a priority. So I told my boss, and my boss said, just send that video to his manager. So I did. I sent, not to the roadmaster, but to the terminal superintendent or whoever it was. I was like, hey, we need this fixed at the roundhouse. And sent the video over and watched the switcher almost go in the dirt. And then it was fixed the next day. Damn this thing. Crazy how that happens. Welcome to the railroad, where you've just got to basically sick someone's management on them to get anything done. Because everyone is so focused on getting their own goddamn metrics done that they'll do it in spite of everybody else. Sorry, we're replacing a bunch of ties, and if we don't replace this many ties, I won't get my bonus. Well, we're about to put a choo-choo in the dirt over here, asshole. How about you come do your job? No, I want my bonus. Well, okay, welcome to the railroad.
Also, I looked it up. The SP&S made it to Spokane and Portland and never made it to Seattle. They stopped in around Portland.
Wacky.
So,
It's just the SP, the other SP.
yeah.
The other SP.
That's funny. Anyway, yep. So that's a whole thing. Corey Gibson, is the turbo on a steam locomotive anything like a turbo burn barrel? I think that's what he was trying to say, but there is no, like, they didn't do that because it would immediately clog up. I guess you could put it on the inlet side rather than the outlet side, but then you'd be running a crap ton of extra plumbing, and then you'd have to have exhaust pressure for the fire to breathe without a bunch of dampers. Like, it gets very convoluted. It's possible, but yeah, I mean, I guess that's what the South African stuff tried. So anyway.
I mean, the South African engines did have the draft fans, and they were never able to fix the problem of the coal dust destroying them.
That's what I said. But anyway.
Yeah.
Good to know that that's what happened in the real world, not just my conjecture. Gurgomeister Mester02. Hey, have I heard about the railway operated by children in Hungary? They have some steam engines too in operations. It's also narrow gauge.
I have heard this.
I haven't.
I have heard about this.
This is a weird thing. There's lore on those.
There is a lot of lore on these.
There's
I was gonna say, I don't think it was just in Hungary. I think it was just an
Soviet
Eastern Bloc
Union.
thing. It was the Soviet.
There's many of them.
thing.
We go back to old country again.
We go back to old country.
They restore it and run it on the mainland.
You do not need qualified engineer. You need to get little child to run the train.
Well,
They do
that
fine.
was
But
the
they're all
whole
qualified.
thing. They're all qualified.
Oh my god, that's kind of
Like
awesome.
the whole thing is prepping them for service on actual railroads. So when they're done and like adults and stuff, they can just go right into it.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's actually kinda
here's the
neat.
thing. So, Children's Railways, an extracurricular education institution, developed in USSR. At the breakup of the USSR, 52 of them were in operation. The first one opened in 1932. And they were mostly like 600 millimeter, which is like about 2 feet.
But the engines and stuff look big. Like they're decent size.
Yeah, like
what they
it's
are.
basically 2-foot railways.
Huh.
But that's something from the Eastern Bloc that I would not mind having here.
That's actually like super neat. They're all over the place.
Oh yeah.
Did they have him in my old country? No, none in my old country. Unless it's no, it's not under H.
No.
Single tier. Huh. That's really cool. All right. Carrying on. Colonel Cactus, weren't the Northern Pacific GN and SPS all under the control of James Hill? Probably. Those the robber barons that owned shit up top were... They had their fingers in all the cookie jars. I don't know for sure, but... That's why I Tiger at 907. Why haven't I used the DE6 on Deer Valley? I have plenty of times. Just not in our career playthrough for Simulator yet, because I haven't unlocked it yet. I think I finally have the money, if I'm remembering my episode that I filmed last week right. I think I have money for the license, so we'll probably play around with it for Tuesday's episode, if I had to guess, but we'll see. 4 doors, more whores. Good afternoon, Vietnam, and hello, Hyce. Also old country, also budget. I big boy narrow gauge.
What?
We ran out of words there. Yes, sure. Thank you for being a fireman for 9 months. All right. Oh boy. More cursed shit to talk about. DP8EK 3WV1M. That's quite the username. Have you ever heard of the Reuben Wells? Yes. It's an 010 OT built for the Johnson, Madison, and Indianapolis Railroad. And it was used for helper duty on the Madison Hill, which used to be cog and rack. It had grades of 5.89% for a couple of miles. It's currently on display at the Children's Museum of Indianapolis.
I love the Reuben Wells.
The Reuben Wells, like, I remember seeing it for the first time, and it was like, why the hell did they build this? And then to learn that it still survives. Just like, wait, what?
Because Pensy is great at preservation.
Apparently. Well, they cut up the 7002. Anyway.
Well, that was... Okay, look, there's like 3 different stories of Pensy cutting up the wrong engine. 7002 was the first, then the first K4 was the next one. And they were like, oh shit! Oh fuck! Oh, we gotta do the thing we just did, but again. So they took the plates off of whatever little was left of the first K4, slapped it on a random one, and sent that one off and said, yep, that's the one. Yep, that's it. Believe us. We're the Pensy.
Ruben Wells
We're the Pensy, we can do no wrong.
Such a goofy choo-choo. It's a pretty, like, it is one of the ugliest locomotives ever made, in my opinion. I mean, it's just horrifically
It looks like
ugly.
a boat.
It does look like a boat with pontoons. But yeah, very neat.
Are those
and obviously it was
pontoon things
successful.
the actual like water tanks?
I
Yes,
believe
they
so.
are.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funky.
Yeah, welcome to the Ruben Wells.
It's a goofy choo-choo. Very. Does it float in water? She's made of iron,
Only one
sir.
way to find out.
She can, and she will. That's all I'll say to that.
We make ships out of iron.
Yeah, and they also
I mean,
sank.
look.
Stares at Titanic.
Empty the boiler, empty the pontoons. It might actually have a chance.
It might.
I didn't... do you know how thick the steel is in the boiler? No. No. That would sink like a rock.
Hey, there's only one way to find out.
There is true.
Yes,
Hey,
because
can we
there's
borrow
so
your
many
engine to
oceans.
sink it in a lake?
There's so many oceans in Indiana.
There's a long history, a long rich history of locomotives entering the
hey.
water and floating.
The Great Lakes are there, and they are saltwater lakes.
Goose, I'm gonna tell you this in the nicest way I can. That's a stupid idea, and you're dumb.
Look,
Thank
we should
you.
just have an amphibious locomotive challenge like from Top Gear, okay?
That would be excellent. Can we do that?
Oh, sure, you call my idea stupid, and then you call
No,
Jason
no, no,
the
no.
same thing.
No, listen, man. We could just take like beat up, crappy old GE 25 tonners in Plymouth, strap a whole bunch of dinghies to them, and just shove them off. You know, it'll work.
This sounds like a great way to cause an EPA disaster.
No, we just get a real big swimming pool.
It's not a super fun site, it's a super fun site.
Okay, question for my curiosity. Are we an engineer or a captain when we run an amphibious locomotive? There's a very important
Yes.
reason why.
Captaineer.
Because if we're a
Captaineer.
captain, I don't want to have to go down with the ship.
No. That's actually fun sidebar. Captains don't actually have to go down with the ship. The convention is that they're always the last one off.
Makes sense.
Funny thing though, as soon as the train boat enters the water, the engineer just looks at the conductor and is like, "Look at me, I'm the captain
I'm
now."
the captain now.
I'm the captain now. Yes. Very good. 4 Doors More Horrors. Sorry about the budget. My voice thing was stupid. Yeah, if you're using voice to text, it is just not having
Yeah,
it today,
that's-
bud. But thank you. Geneva Railfan 3909. What are my thoughts on interurbans? I think they're similar to narrow gauge in that they're a major yet often forgotten part of railroad history. Very true.
Interurbans are great.
If you'd like to
Interurbans
see
are cool.
some operate alongside diesel and steam, come to the Illinois Railway Museum. It'd be nice. Should be able to arrange some behind-the-scenes touring for you. I guarantee you've never seen another railroad museum like it. Thank you for inspiring me to start volunteering there. Well, thank you, friend.
Hell yeah.
I'd love to. I've met a fair amount of people from IRM. I want to come out and see that. Interurbans
The Pancakes
are super
actually
cool.
is now at IRM.
Really? Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, definitely forgotten about. Like, so much so that people don't realize the significance. If you go to the museum and you wander around and you see a little shelter that says Rockdale on it at the museum, that was on the old Denver interurban line. That's the stop where the museum basically is. That is our interurban platform. We
I
still
was gonna
have
say,
it.
did we even move that?
I think it did get moved at some point. I don't think it's in its original location, but there used to be an interurban line that ran all through Golden, like down past Santiago's and everything.
It would have been really cool if it was still in its original position, though.
Right.
That would be like massive.
It's a huge part of history that cars erased, which is a bummer, but here we are. So,
I love the Pacific Electric, especially.
Yeah,
God, if you haven't seen pictures of those,
super cool.
like daylight painted interurban cars.
So neat thing with interurbans and trolleys and the like. For the upcoming update for the Minecraft server, we're using Create Mod, and Brilbus is making a bunch of really cool trolley interurban stuff.
I've seen a couple pictures.
I've seen pictures of that, and Brill's going stupid with it.
Yeah, let me know when we're like getting close to making that update thing, and then we'll stream it. It'll be fun.
We're thinking before the end of the year, we'll have the engineers and firemen get early access to it just for stress testing, and then shortly after we'll go public with it.
Yeah, let's live stream it. That'd be fun. Woo! Okay, Dan Euros, welcome to ES&D Brakeman. Thank you. And Jamie61, hey, how you doing? You're now a volunteer at the IRM in the electric car department. You love interurbans, and I love working on them. Last guy who mentioned the IRM basically stole my line. There's so many people that volunteer at IRM because it's a huge museum. It's awesome. I've met at least 2 people that from IRM in the past like month or 2 that came out to my museum. So yeah, I need to get out there and come see stuff. Probably next year sometime. So anyway, continuing on. Lee Wallens remodels and repairs 7889. Would it be a cool experience to return Texas and Pacific 610 to Steam?
Oh God,
it would be a pain.
I would love it.
It would be a pain in the goddamn ass, but it'd
be a pain in the
very
dick.
Cool.
The Texas State Railroad would have nowhere to fucking run it.
It's true.
But it would be so cool.
It could go back and forth 10 feet. That's great. That's progress.
I have to say that the 210-4 is one of my favorite arrangements. Like, we're talking about wheel arrangements.
Because they're overkill. And it's
just
because they are overkill.
Just
I love 610.
Brick shit house of a steam engine.
610.
Yeah.
It would be gorgeous. I'd love to see it operate again. But to be completely fair, the Texas State Railroad has nowhere to run something that large. Yeah.
I don't think anywhere has a place to run something. Actually,
Put it on the main line.
The only place that could run something like that would be the guys up at Silvis. Because they've got a Challenger.
Look,
but this thing can turn even less than a Challenger.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, if I were like Andy Moeller, like former CEO of a railroad, I would buy the 610 and restore it to run it on the main.
I would buy the 5000.
I remembered liking the 5000 more for a 210-4, but I don't like how the Alesco's sitting on it. I actually like the.
I like 610's Alesco.
I think I like 610's look better. It's like the positioning of the Alesco's super cool. The center slung headlight and everything. It's just like, look at me. I'm a big fuck off choo choo. It's a really cool engine.
I think that's the last engine with a swung out Alesco like that. I don't think any others exist.
My one brakeman lantern that I have is a T&P lantern, and hey.
I say that with like
the
most hypocritical tone because I have 10 lanterns. Octopat 5313. There better be a Montreal sightseeing car there. Where? Probably IRM. ML Productions 1226. An engineer for 10 months. Woohoo! Another IRM electric car buddy. Look at how many of you there are. Yearly Gymnast 98. Ahoy, Hyce and Co. 'Twas wondering about what your thoughts on a 1-1 vacuum steam turbine would be. E.g. boiler powers massive ejectors that power an alternator to traction motors. I'm not crazy.
No!
It's
Go!
a turbo electric steam engine?
So what I hear is what I hear is you don't like efficiency.
Well, here's the thing. Turbo electric could be really useful. if you hooked the turbine up to a nuclear reactor.
Yeah.
If you fueled it any other way.
The bigger, stupider. Yeah. PRR J1 though. Oh yeah, if we're talking about 210-4s, that's what the J1 is, isn't it?
Oh, those sons of bitches.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I like those.
Those are cool too. I don't know.
I
I like
mean,
the Alescos on the other ones.
I
but-
like the Alesco on the TMP one.
But I am a sadistic man, and I do enjoy the Penzi, so...
Well, actually, that's not exactly a Pensi engine. It is, but it's based off of the CNO T1, if you look that up.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Because wasn't it that Penzi
Wartime
didn't get
restrictions.
authorization to build
damn
J1s?
it.
Yeah, because in World War II, they were like, you can't design a new engine. You have to use another one.
Oh.
So like, well, fuck you. We're going to choose the biggest and meanest one of them all, and then gonna make that ours.
I gotta say,
they
I like
don't-
the CNO ones better than the Penzi ones, at least for looks.
Indeed.
Well, I don't like how later on they made
Hold on. I've
the
gotta
access
interrupt
doors
for a
so
moment.
small.
I have to interrupt for a moment. Dusty just texted me saying, "You poor soul, only having one brakeman's lantern." Yeah, coming from the one who actually makes class lamps. Come on.
How many lanterns do you have, Mark? Is it just 2?
It's
He has,
just
like,
the
2 or 3.
I have one that
Okay.
Jersey gave me, and then I have the GC and SJ one that Dusty told me to buy that was on eBay. And then I have a marker lamp as well, but so 3 lanterns, but only 2 brakeman's lanterns. But Dusty has a problem. I could show a
Dusty
picture of
does
Dusty's. I could show a picture of all of Dusty's lanterns on stream if he's okay.
I was
with
gonna
it, but-
say, didn't Dusty make the class lamps on 491?
He made one of the ones that's on 20 right now, I think. Not if you can hear me, because I was not aimed at my mic. I think one of the ones on 20 he made.
So, fun fact about the Mr. Markman's Golden Lantern. That is the basis of the image that is used for the Golden Lantern membership things.
That's true.
That's my golden lantern.
Jersey gave it to me. It's true. It was a Christmas present from Jersey. It's very sweet.
No, was it a Christmas present? I thought I just sent that to you.
I thought it was Christmas time.
Oh, it probably was.
Shrug. Yeah.
Who's counting?
Details. Anyway. Minecrafter Tracy, did you see that Boone Scenic Valley Road just finished the 1472 and day inspection on 8419 after almost 6 years? I did. It's a neat choo-choo. It's good to see it running again.
I don't know that engine.
It's a Chinese engine.
It's a Chinese import Mikado.
Yep.
Oh.
We'll pull up a picture of it for you.
Dusty said that he's okay if you show pictures, Mark.
Okay.
Oh my god, we talk about Chinese imports. We talk about Chinese imports.
Chinese imports in Casey shows up.
You summoned me?
Seconds, Casey.
You summoned me?
2 seconds.
God damn it. Casey immediately arrives.
I had the stream on in the background doing dishes, and I was like, I'm gonna pop on for this really quick.
Yes, Chinese Steam. Tell us. Explain. You deal with
The
one.
JSs are cool. I deal with 2.
You guys have 2 of those?
I am the youngest person who have run and fired both of the SYs.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, no, it's a fun fact. I know next to nothing about the JSs. I'm a QJ and SY gal, but the JSs are cool. I want to go out and see that guy.
That's a cool choo-choo. It looks goofy with the partial Skyline casing. And
It-
how many
was gonna
fucking
say,
whistles do they have on it in this picture? Christ.
Jesus.
There's at least 2. That's a
I see
safety
2.
valve.
Are those both 3 chimes as well?
Yeah, that's a handbell longcock 3, and then that's some kind of lunk, I think. Next to
Crosby?
it. Maybe it's a Crosby.
No.
No, Crosby's not usually step-topped.
It's not a Crosby.
No, that's
no,
a flat.
The flat
that-
top's a Crosby.
The flat top is probably a Crosby. That is a Hancock long bell because you can see how the fins
Oh, yeah,
neck
yeah.
down and just how
And then
fucking
there's
tall
a-
it is. But
There should be a Chinese 5 somewhere on it, unless they took it off.
Those suck.
those are I've not met one of those that I like. And here you can see that I'm being advertised expensive Marshall amps again. God damn it, ads.
Hey man, I mean, on my side of the internet, I'm getting advertised EVH guitars, so...
Somebody mentioned JS's.
Oh my god, really?
We're pulling them all out of the woodwork.
No, the JS's are neat. The JS's are neat. Those are the ones that ran at Sandal Ling for frickin' ever.
The
For,
SYs
like,
are the
ever,
cooler
yeah.
ones. The SYs are the cooler ones. Pull up
The
SYs.
SYs are the cooler ones.
SYs, pull up 142. No, not Valley Road 142.
Is that the wrong one?
No, in a big technicality, that's correct.
That's a... Well, yeah, I mean...
Susquehanna.
Susquehanna,
it's
but that
been-
is the right engine.
It's been... If we want to look at that, it's fine.
That's... no.
No.
Get that off the screen.
Hey, look, it's pictures of the same engine.
Yeah, there you go. You did it. You went from the right engine to the even more right engine.
Do you think I
no,
know
not
anything
that.
about East Coast? I do not know
love
anything about
this.
East Coast.
I mean, I was really hoping that you were going to try and make me mad because the other SY in the States is New Haven.
Oh.
The hell is up with the SY with the Ed and Eddie face there?
What?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, was that the... Oh, no.
Oh, stream's behind for me. Hold on.
Yeah, zoom up.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, can I have reference for which one has the Ed and Eddie face?
No!
No.
No. We're not doing that.
No, we're not doing that.
Please?
Nice looking
Come on.
choo-choo.
Just search Valley Railroad 142 and it'll come up.
It will
You'll
come
know
up.
which
Not
one it
Valley
is.
Railroad, it's Susquehanna 140.
But that's how you
Okay.
find the one that's
That's
cursed!
how you find the...
Okay,
Screams.
that's true.
Yes. These are neat. They look way less Chinese than the JS's. They just look like
I mean,
pretty
They
much
were-
American choo-choos.
They were an American
Oh, God.
import to South Manchurian Railway.
this
Why?
is
Why
actually...
does that exist?
Casey,
Oh.
no, the lore is that they sent the micas off to China, the Manchurian Railway. Then the Japanese made copies. Then the Chinese made 2 different copies off of that copy, and then made even more copies off of those copies. So this is a Chinese knockoff of a Chinese knockoff of a Chinese knockoff of a Japanese knockoff of an American import engine.
I was gonna say they were
It's an
US
engineering
ATC
game of
engines
telephone.
sent over in 1917.
Yeah.
They're pretty cool. I have a photo where it says US ATC on the tender, Alco built, and it's like, that's a fucking SY. Exactly. Down to all the little details.
That's really cool.
That
I mean,
is
if it
pretty
ain't
neat.
broke.
I mean, it's like an engineering game of telephone, but...
It was, but here's the thing. Casey,
All the
you
bolts
forget.
became 10mm in the process.
You forget,
That's
Casey,
not
that,
even a joke.
the original mica had a slightly bigger boiler. Remember when we found that out?
Casey,
Yes.
Casey, do you mean to tell me that your shop has metric tools in it?
Some of them, yes.
We have metric Allen wrenches, I think. Just because other crap that we work on. I don't think we have a single like metric fitted wrench. And everything is 7/8. There you go.
Our Steam Dome is still metric. A lot of other stuff has been slowly changing over to SAE. Cause it's just easier.
Right. Keep it, what tools you have and whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. I gotta get to some top chats here. Corey Gibson.
I'm going back to dishes. Have fun.
Have fun with the dishes.
Bye, Casey.
Thank you for popping in.
Bye.
Corey Gibson, hear me out. We got big boys, we got explodey boys. What about big explodey boys? Greg, make it so. Give us a big boy for Derail Valley. I will take an I1 SA
What about
in
the
place
Allegheny
of,
that had a crown sheet failure?
Well, that would work. Epoxy, here's a super for you. Hyce, last update I heard from Silvis is in shop, and Molian is building 3895. I think you mean 3985's new boiler. And they're servicing the Iowa Interstate's QJ 6988.
They're not building it a new boiler. That's no.
That would be a big stupid. Like, it's not that screwed up.
No, they're putting patches in the firebox and giving it a new front flue sheet.
Oh yeah, isn't 3985's front flue sheet like?
Oh, it's bendy. It's bad.
It's yeah, it's not ideal.
If we had the screenshot on the Railway Preservation News of Wasatch saying, well, there's no documentation of an engine this bad, so obviously that means it's perfectly fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Gaming Doggo 66, a brakeman for 7 months. Hyce, how realistic are your 2 blue locos on Discord be? Where are they? I assume I've been pinged with them somewhere.
They're in MOWVC text. I grabbed them.
Oh, thank you. Everyone else has been pinging me all over the place, assuming that I look at Discord during stream. They were blue. Oh my god.
You should make the running boards orange.
They were blue. That's very fun. The proportions are pretty solid for the K.
Proportions are solid.
And then ES and D, and then what do we have for this one? Some 280.
We cannot see what you're looking at.
Yeah, we can.
It's in VC
You're
text.
just behind on stream.
Oh.
But it's also on VC text.
Okay.
Proportions are mostly there. This one's got a big fucking tonder on it though, and it looks like the main reservoir.
See something in the bottom left.
It's weird. It's a C15. Vaguely narrow gauge. It's neat. Better than most crap I've drawn, that's for sure. Yeah, the proportions are mostly there. How realistic are they? I mean, I could sit here and talk about plumbing all day, but you've done a good job with the artwork. I don't want to be rude to your art. It does better than most artist renditions of locomotives. I'll say that. Artists who don't know locomotives, asterisk. Obviously, we have Wings and Strings in here, and they are a god of making locomotives look pretty and accurate, so.
Chat wants to know if that's a Conrail K.
A Conrail K. No, it was an ES&D K. Didn't you get it? And they were blue.
But it's in Conrail blue.
I don't know. If you wanted to paint we'd paint a locomotive blue on the ES&D to piss foamers off. You kidding me? Let's see. Question from Troy Hinesley, 4544. Can the Midwest Central Railroad put number 14 behind number 6 in order to help number 6 get up the north hill of the old Thresher's grounds? I don't see why not if they're both running engines. Double heading's the thing. George Adams, 2513. Hey, Hyce, I was a big fan of your Railroads Online that you did with condos. Wondering if you'll play it again because the new episode hasn't come out in months. I'm going to be answering questions about this until the end of time.
Yeah.
If like I said, it would be very disingenuous for me to play Railroads Online for content again because I would be putting on a fake. Either I'd be really rude and make it not fun and it would not be the energy it was, or I would try and simulate the energy that it was and I would be very disingenuous. And I don't want to do either of those things. So that's why we're playing stuff like Deer Valley. So
That's also why we're like making the game that we want to play.
Also very true. The Cobra Chicken, Hyce, what is your opinion on NN3, narrow gauge N scale? I don't have a microscope handy to work on it, personally, but the people who work on stuff that small is incredible. Abstract Artist, have I ever fixed a blown cylinder on a steam engine? No, thank God. Never had that problem. Okay, now we've got some top chats here. I'm almost done with the pre-asked questions, so I want to get done with those, then we'll do some music, and we'll be out of this thing. So we're almost finished here, but I still got to get 8 or 9 there, so. AJ, I would love to restore CNO 490. She's the last streamlined Hudson.
Huston.
That's a wacky looking engine.
490 is a baller looking engine.
It's wacky, but super cool.
That's an even wackier engine when you realize I think it's the last engine with poppet valve gear, and also it is a Pacific underneath all the shrouding. That they just extended the back truck. I gave it a new one. Put it, whatever it is, it's an old ass Pacific.
Yeah, that trailing truck's an amalgam. That's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a goofy looking engine. It would be neat. Like, talk about great streamlining and just like crazy looking.
You
So
should
good.
you should look at it as built. Look up C&O F19, F-19. Because it looked really cool.
Flying pumps and the big Alesco.
Oh
that just-
yeah. That's
Ooh.
490 right there. Underneath all that special metal bullshit is that.
It's pretty cool.
I
That's
would
ballin'.
argue that looks
Yeah.
better than the streamlined version.
Yeah, it does.
It's pretty hot. Like, not gonna lie. That's pretty freaking cool. Alright, let's see. SYI Tiger 907, Alaska Railroad apparently bought a new steam locomotive in 2011.
No, they didn't.
It doesn't make sense. Who's building
I was
it?
gonna say the
you're
White Pass
probably-
is the only railroad up there that still runs steam, and
Okay.
they ordered their last one in like the 60s, 70s.
No. Goo. The last steam engine that arrived up there was, I think, 72 and 73. And those were late 40s. But no, what this guy is probably talking about is Alaska Railroad 557.
I
which
was
is,
wondering if it was that, yeah.
that got up there around that time. And it's almost done. And they're going to restore it and run it on the main line. And it's a little tiny itsy bitsy 280 that's going to have PTC in it. And that's funny.
Isn't it an S100?
S160.
S160.
That's a 280.
Right, that's the
Ooh, that's cool though.
It's a goofy proportioned choo-choo. It's like,
I mean, they're neat. I mean,
They
it's
are
built
neat.
for international loading gauges, so it's
tiny.
It is tiny.
Well,
it just looks like
Here's
it's
the
got
thing.
too big of wheels for what it is.
You know what's
It's
fun is
funny
the,
because-
the FCM got S160s as well, but they're a slightly different design that has the rear driver set kicked back for more firebox, I think.
Weird.
I was
It's
gonna
cool.
mention the fact that we call these things itsy bitsy, but if you've seen the video of like they had like 2 or 3 S160s running in England for
Oh, they're
some
huge over
play
there.
event,
They're
the
massive.
biggest
there.
thing they have.
And they run better too. Remember, these are some of the only steam locomotives ever made meant to be disposable. These were meant for 90 days of service, and then
That
just
is a
throw
really
them out.
good looking engine.
Yeah.
That's goofy
But these
looking.
were,
Specifically the Mexican ones.
but
The
yeah,
short stack with the front mounted bell.
I do like that.
I like the kind of USRA style front on them.
Yeah.
I
Um,
really like that.
But yeah, these things were built for 90 days of service, and then you just throw them out and get a new one for World War II service. But you'll notice that not only did they survive more than 90 days, but they then survived getting exported, beaten to crap in whatever other countries had them, being
Shot at in
re-imported,
many cases.
shot at, and they made it. And they're still going. That's Baldwin, baby.
That's neat. Okay. Taylor Stout, would I do a Railroad Online stream, shitpost stream? Because that was funny as fuck the last time you did that. Alcohol has to be involved. I would personally love nothing more than to rip an entire new butthole out of that thing. But unfortunately, that's really, 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 really bad optics and not a good idea to do. So I'm not going to do it. As much fun as it would be. But yeah, we don't want to do that. You know, we're trying to be nice about our development of Century Steam. So can't separate me from the not me, right? So
Yeah,
anyway.
like we can
Yeah.
we can stand behind what we do without putting other games down. It's really just comes down to us just doing the meaty thwack.
Yep. So that's
We're
what
just trying to do our thing the way we want to do it.
Yep. And the comparisons will go away once we get launched, and that'll be that. So anyway, 19LG99. Hi everyone, and greetings from Germany. Well, welcome. Do you know of any steam engine that uses lobe or gear motors instead of pistons? I mean, the S2, the Pennsylvania engine,
engine?
right?
Or,
Yeah, the S2
Yeah.
is technically the fastest geared engine to have ever existed.
That's the only one that I'm aware of, and it's more of a turbine rather than a lobed engine, but
Yeah, it's a direct drive turbine.
Goofy looking Fargan thing.
The fun thing with that is if they had figured out a way to get it up to around 25 miles an hour, above that speed, it kicked the absolute shit out of every other engine on the system. Diesels and steam and even electric.
Right.
It was stupid efficient and it had a theoretical top speed of like 180. They got it up to 110 and started getting scared when they realized, oh, it's still going.
Crazy
So
engine.
you've got so many other small wheels, you could have very easily done like maybe some kind of booster system to get it started.
Yeah, that's what me and Antimatter have been kicking this idea around of, like, what if someone theoretically perfected this design? Like, if you were going to make a proper test bed new build steam engine with all the modern tech out there, I think it should be this thing. This thing was wasted potential that never got fully developed because it was so late and also, you know, died.
Well, the other thing is just like this. If you were gonna do a steam turbine, the steam electric format rather than the steam mechanical was just the better way to go for that. But even that, you know, wasn't able to keep up with
The
diesel electric.
The steam electrics that were made, like the John Henry and the C&O one, weren't that good. As a matter of fact, the only successful turbine, quote unquote, I believe is still a direct drive one, and that's the one over in Sweden. And that was a weird jackshaft system, and I think that's still direct drive. Like, on paper, the electric seems better, but in practicality, both of the, it seems that the direct drives were more successful. Like, the problem that, what did this in is the fans gummed up because of lack of maintenance, because Penske was poor. And they just said, fuck it, it's a one-off, we're not going to fix it, put it in the storage line. And that was the end of 6200.
Penske was good at preserving stuff, yet they didn't preserve this fucking whack job. How cool would it have been to walk up to this at the Pennsylvania State Railroad Museum? Anyway.
That thing is like a football field long.
It is. It's huge. Yeah. Benign Tiger, fireman for 1 month. You've made it. You've got the next lamp color. Welcome. All right. General Gamer 7905. What is my favorite VNT and Rio Grande locomotive? VNT. I mean, any of those 440s we're talking about, like Inyo or Dayton, with the big stack, were pretty cool. Rio Grande engines, like, I can't pick because I can't pick between my children because they would get mad. But I love most of the stuff the Grand had. Standard gauge, narrow gauge, whatever. I mean, it's all cool. I really, really like the, are they the 1700s? The one class of 484s are just such a good looking chunk of engines. Maybe it's the 1800s.
1700s seems right.
Nah, it's the 1800s.
No?
What I'm thinking of.
1800s have the all-weather cab and all that.
Yeah.
Oh,
such
those.
a good looking
Okay.
big fuck off 484. But the thing that I love about all the Rio Grande stuff is that they always have this very familial look with the tender. They always have just like the very classic, like it almost looks like a kid drew the side of the tender. You know, like, oh yeah, it's got a little step with the colons.
Like
and, yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want you to keep that picture up and in a separate tab, look up the Wabash 01. Because I'm fairly certain those are in the same family.
All those do look pretty similar.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I like those a lot, and I'm looking
Oh god,
at
yeah,
it.
like look at the cabs.
Oh.
Oh yeah, those are absolutely
That's
the same
insane.
pattern. Yeah.
Look at even the back truck, like, is the
back
same rough
truck?
design.
Oh yeah.
It's very similar.
Outside frame front truck, inside frame front truck, so that's a difference. But the compressors are in the same spot. Feed water heaters are in the same spot.
I mean, it's the exact same cab.
Yeah.
Except the Grand's got the little sunshade that they always have.
That might have been an addition from the Grand.
Oh, I'm sure it was. Yeah.
Yeah, these appear to be at least, like, very close. Like, there's definitely a familial tie here.
Definitely. Yeah, I love those. And they scrapped all of them. Screams.
Well, that's great, because the Wabash also scrapped all of theirs.
Damn it! Screams. It's fine. Anyway, so, like, to not pick, narrow gauge engine, I would probably pick one of those. Although, how do you pick that versus, like, an L132? Or an L131?
I'm gonna break Mark's brain here. The best Grand engine is a K28 with face surgery.
No, don't. No, I like the ugly K28. Those are the best. I love those.
The K28s with the flying pumps, arguably better. But
I would argue that the K28s with the flying pumps look better.
L131. How can you say no to this?
You can't.
Because maintenance horror.
Well, yeah, but like if you need power, look, it's a giant brick shit house with a doghouse. L131, the L105, probably one of the coolest, like, best Challengers ever made.
The 105 is my favorite of the bullshit the Grand had. I love those things.
Such a good looking engine.
Why does it have an air conditioner installed onto the top of the boiler there?
It's probably
look at what we've done to him, Mark.
What?
We've made him a Grand Foamer.
Yes.
Fuck you and your fucking cultist bullshit. Look,
everything is everything.
Hey man, I didn't destroy a New Haven caboose next to a Rio Grande caboose with a poleaxe. I wasn't the one that took the first swing.
Look, we had to convert them. It's for the grander good.
The grander good.
The grander good.
The grander good.
You people and making me do all this stuff. And the stuff we can't even talk about yet.
We have to do the Hot Fuzz meme now. For the grander good.
The grander good. Yep, that's gonna be a new bit on the channel. We're a cult. It's fine.
That's fine. The things we can't talk about yet. It's gonna get worse. I have entered a slippery slope. Listen, guys. You think this is bad now? Wait until the thing happens.
Yeah,
thing.
Yeah, that's gonna be bad. That's gonna be bad.
VC text. We need to bring up this image on stream.
Sure.
It's for the grander good.
The grander good.
So you gotta Photoshop that next time.
I've got a Photoshop.
Do you want me to work on it?
The grander good.
Jersey Cook.
The grander good.
Okay. Give me 5 to 10 minutes. I'll do it.
Okay, but if you're doing Photoshop, you have to put everyone's profile pictures on.
Okay. That's what I was planning on.
Memes.
Okay,
the memes.
I thought you were just going to put grander instead of greater.
Let him cook. Emil Person, the Swedish steam turbine locomotives are about 25 to 30% more efficient than their conventional counterparts. They were direct drive and very reliable. Those things are so cool. We've talked about them on a bunch of streams. Super cool.
Look, I like Swedish things, especially Swedish aircraft.
I need to get out there.
But yeah, Sweden is...
I am going to Europe next year, but unfortunately, it's going to be a very long trip already, and I don't want to tack more onto it. So maybe the year after. But UK,
I don't know. It'd be pretty
UK
sweet
and
if you went to see that thing.
So
you going to old country?
Going to old country next year.
He's going to old country.
And you got to stop somewhere on the way. So why not the UK and go see my buddy Laurie? So yeah. Taylor Stout on 191. Couldn't the whole boiler be completely replaced with a new one? You really don't understand about boiler maintenance. Pineapples are good on pizza.
Fuck you.
Just with the fuck you to Jersey.
Everything about that.
Yeah, you could replace 191's boiler. So let's see. What happens here? 191 could be preserved, kept in its beautiful condition with all of its historic fabric, blah, blah, blah. And we could argue about...
everything original.
We could argue about historic fabric, and you say everything original, but it was severely backdated. But most of the things are
tender, something.
Not even it's tender.
Yeah,
it's less original than you think. But we could keep it that way and keep it pretty. Or we could dump $1 million+ in putting a new boiler on it, getting it running in that older looking condition, to have a utterly worthless pissant little 280 that's going to pull less than the engines that already don't pull enough for us in our operation at the museum and is another mouth to feed.
Hey man, just put another boiler inside the boiler.
If we're going to restore another 280, I would argue for 683. That would actually make sense.
That one would
on the
make
main
sense.
line. Restore it and run on the main line.
I mean, would that be able to run around a dual gauge loop?
Yeah.
On that sharper curvature? Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Like,
will
easy,
argue
easy peasy.
in the defense of 683. Everyone complains like, "Oh, the big stuff didn't get saved." 683 is just about the best standard gauge engine that you could have asked to been preserved, because it was built stupid early, like 1880s on the DNRG.
1890.
Served all through that 1890.
Yep.
Yeah.
Still pretty freaking early, like
Yep.
less than 20 years of the DNRG existing. Served until the DNRGW and all that, all the way through the end of Steam. You know, like
And it served
that-
on
that
another
engine-
short line afterwards, right?
Yeah,
That's why it survived, is
Yep.
because it went
Yeah.
there.
It and
so-
688 went there, and 688 survived for a long time aside it. Then it had some sort of mechanical failure, and then it became the parts source for 683, and then it got cut up. But a lot of its spare parts came with 683 to the museum, because the original plan was to operate 683. So we have doubles of a lot of
Oh,
stuff for that chit-chat.
I didn't
Brother,
know this
go on
part.
without me.
Literally, yeah.
we should
so-
restore it and run it on the main line.
The challenge of
683 is-
dual gauging the loop is significant, because you're talking about moving buildings to get them out of the way. It's a lot of labor to add all that extra track. Then you're talking about a bunch of extra dual gauge switches, moving switch. Like it would be a ridiculous amount of effort. So I understand why there's not much of a desire to do it. That
I
said,
always thought if there was going to be one that could come back, it would be 318, but that's also the farthest Hail Mary as far as
no.
difficulties.
No,
No,
'cause
318 would not
used
be
to run.
318 would not be as bad as you think. 318's got brand new running gear. 318, yes, the firebox is too thick, but it would probably be fine at the museum. 318 would need some boiler work and fixing some thin spots and a proper survey, like, because we don't know at this point what the survey was. Fixing whatever comes up on the survey, because allegedly there's problems with the dome course, and then tubes and then appliances. Like, it would actually not be that much. The challenge of it is, it's then getting you another pissant little 280 that does not meet our needs. What does that
'Cause
get
it
you
would be
other
even
than
weaker
another
than
engine
20 and 346
to maintain? That's the challenge of it. Like, okay,
Ah.
we already have 3 engines to maintain. 346's 1472 was started in November of 2021. What do we have to show for it? Well, we're taking care of the other 2 engines. Not much, because we're already spread that thin. We don't have the manpower in the shop to take care of all these engines. As much fun as it is to say, let's make them all run. Oh my god,
Again,
well,
that's
who's
why
going
I
to
said
deal
it was
with
a
it?
long shot,
You know?
is like, even if it could be done, it's like logistically you don't need more than 3 engines. And
Of the engines at the museum, 318 would be the easiest to get running. Of all of the steam engines that could possibly run. Of the engines at the museum, 5401's the easiest to get running, but details. Yeah.
I mean, I would still advocate for putting a cog route up North Table.
that would be cool. And then
That'd
we
be
could,
really
we could
cool.
get Dusty's comrade Jimmy from the Cog Ski to come up and come fix the cog train and run the cog train up Ho Chi Minh.
We would do that, and then I'm imagining 683 with an idler flat behind it and narrow gauge passenger cars.
Basically what would happen, yeah, because the standard gauge cars, like the Midland car, could probably make the turns, but it's going to go live under the train shed once we're done restoring
With
it, so.
the business car, right?
Yep. Yeah, with 96. So, anyway. Moving on. Lots of good discussion there. William Grantham gifted 50 memberships. And goddamn Stream Elements, I put through the effort to add these things, and it won't work. So I'm going to play, because it was 50 memberships gifted. I'm going to play the important video that I put together for what will eventually work, assuming Stream Elements ever gets its shit figured out. For what happens when memberships are gifted. So for gifting 50 memberships, William, I present to you the most important video I've ever made. And by made, I mean I stole from YouTube because it's hilarious.
This is art.
It was a stolen video of a stolen video. somebody has that video of that kayak, just one of them walking around doing that dumb walk. Then somebody took and then made multiple of them and added the music. And then I stole it and cropped it a little bit. So, it's just a bunch, no honor among thieves, right? But I figured, what a better way to show how many members are coming in than to have a bunch of birds marching across the screen.
Jimmy said that we pedestaled the one engine he wanted to restore to run.
Dang it, Goose! I was gonna say that.
Oops.
My brain cell.
Mine.
Jeez. That's why at Tiger 907. When are we going to get into the age of nuclear reactor trains? No.
They exist. They're just electrics that run on a nuclear grid.
Yeah.
Yep.
Go to France.
James Patterson. Now we're going to have a Rio Bland cult. Wow, Jimmy.
Shut up.
Wow. Yeah. CNS is also very cool. We understand your opinions.
I like the South Park too, but also
I like the South Park.
I love the South good.
We're not talking about the South Park. We're talking about the CNS standard gauge. Jimmy, if you have not,
that's just South Park with extra steps.
If you have not looked at Jimmy's models that he is modifying from like standard print Baldwin's or Bachman's, not Baldwin's, into new CNS engines in HO scale in various Discord servers. They're in mine sometimes. They're in the Century Steam unofficial. Jimmy does a fantastic job making really convincing prototypes of CNS engines with a lot of work. So it's really cool. And they had really neat engines too. So anyway.
I was going to say, I love the South Park. I love the CNS. If I had to choose one engine to new build, it'd probably be a South Park bogey, Mason bogey.
How are the memes getting this deep, guys? The economy police. At William Grantham, I'm going to let you off with a warning for breaking the economy.
I feel like this has to be the same person changing their name.
But these are different YouTube accounts. God damn it, guys. That's, this is too much fun. Daylight PNW Productions, a fireman for 8 months. Pineapple should be standard on pizza. No, it should not. It should be an option. It's a valid option, but it should not be standard. I will stand with Jersey on that.
Mm-hmm.
Colonel Cactus. If only Colorado Northwestern 33 survived. 24,000 pounds of tractive effort out of a 280. It's neat. Well, we have 74, which was the 30, which basically has that much, although it's absolutely ruined. So,
24,000 out of a 280 is still child's play compared to some of the later stuff. Like the Mexican 280s made 27,000 easy.
Right. Now 24,000 is still getting like a little bit more confidence on a 4 or 5 car train at the museum though. So, Sir Liv, could the standard gauge stuff handle the curve radius at the museum? Are the curves too tight? The funny thing about this is that the 5401 could run around the loop. The 3011, if it could run, there's no chance of that thing running, could make it around the loop. The 683 could make it around the loop. They're 28-degree curves. Maximum for an SD40 is 30-degree curves. Like, you could literally run the 5401 around the loop. Which, yeah. So, anyway. Very good stuff. Taylor Stat, ETA on 346 being done, and Pineapple Pizza is good. 346 will be done when it's done. Give it a couple years.
When it's done, and you are wrong.
Yep. I mean, I enjoy pineapple on pizza, but it's not like it's not a bog standard, like, this is a pizza, like, not classic, you know? All right, back to the pre-asked questions. We have like 7 more to go, ish.
I need to finish this stupid meme. It's hard to get so many profile pictures.
We love you.
It's okay, Jersey. We haven't even started on the stream ask questions.
I said we are going to get the pre-asked questions, damn it. Give me the stream asked ones for next time. Anyways, eShock 9208. What engines came before the K37s? Were there K36s and K35s? The number has nothing to do with the lineage. It has everything to do with the tractive effort. Before the K37, there was a K36. Before that, there was a K28, and then a K27, and then everything else was not a K. Those were all the 4 classes of Ks the Rio Grande had. And what is a superheater on locomotives? And did any narrow gauge engines have superheaters? Yes.
Oh, yes.
All of those 4 classes of Ks and many others on the narrow gauge. very quickly so that I don't just refer you to another video. Although you should check out the Animagraphs video on the Big Boy because it did a very good job of explaining superheaters. It's taken the steam from the dry pipe, dividing it into a bunch of little pipes that run down the exhaust flues several times over, recollecting it so that the steam gets heated even further so it expands a lot more. Good God, this person asked many questions. And can you have multiple pistons at different angles acting a single crank pin on the drivers to reduce centering, get more power set per set of drivers? You could, but not really.
There's 3-cylinder and 4-cylinder engines, but that isn't really...
It wouldn't be different angles on a single crank pin, though, because the challenge with that is if the angle's not changing when you get to front and back dead center, you have to have a separate crank pin to get rid of that, because no matter what angle you set the piston at, when the crank is all the way one direction, it's still going to be all the way forward, and you're just basically reducing the amount of effort that the piston can apply properly to that crank by changing its angle.
With the exception of Hyslers, because they do share a single crank, because they're at 90 degrees of each other.
Right, but that's talking about a gear shaft and a
Yeah.
very different setup.
Yeah, as far as like rod engines, like the only reason you would have more cylinders is if you physically cannot like
make
use
your cylinders larger.
Yeah, like
because
it's either
of
a loading gauge restriction or just you have a gigantic boiler that's free steaming and you need to use it more.
Like there is a reason that 3-cylinder engines were very popular over in Europe and not so much in the US.
Sucks.
Yeah.
Right. Is there any way to tell if a locomotive is superheated externally? Good question by Colonel Cactus I just saw popped up related to that. If it's got the superheater company tag on the side of the smoke box.
I was gonna say it's
that's the one.
Got a plaque next to the builder's plate.
If it's got a really big smoke box with the smokestack pretty far forward, it's also probably a decent guess. And if the engine's really big, usually almost always it's superheated. So
yeah, like things to generally look for, and these aren't necessarily 100%, but like if you see a front end throttle, there's a good chance. If you see piston valves, good chance, but also there were some saturated steam engines with piston valves, so that's not 100%, but usually that's where you can start looking as well.
Were there any front end throttle engines with
that were
soakers?
I don't know. Yes.
Yes.
I mean, it depends, because like there were some locomotives built in like the 1850s that technically had a quote-unquote front-end throttle, but they were absolutely saturated.
Oh, I didn't even need to tell him. The
grander good. the grander good. Somebody else has to say it.
Grander good.
Grander good.
Post that shit.
The grander
memes.
good.
Get that shit to Starboard.
Okay.
Hot to Starboard.
I'm disappointed that it's not speed lettering, but I will accept it.
I don't have that, man.
It's a
there it is. It's in memes. Go star it. Give me stars.
Give him fake internet points.
Give me fake internet points. I need to inflate my ego more.
The economy police, because I was getting food, I'm late for this. I'm the same guy as earlier. Dun dun dun!
I told you!
It's probably John Deere Boy's wallet. Probably. Yeah. Ost-san, Brakeman for 2 months. Thank you for sharing all this knowledge, Hyce and gang. That's the whole point. That's why I do this monthly. Glad you enjoy. And Zoe McElroy, an engineer for 15 months. Could you do the multiple pistons at different angles if you did it like an airplane engine?
Are you talking about like horizontally opposed?
Yeah, I guess you could technically do like horizontally opposed or at a crazy different angle, but like you run into geometry problems with most of it. Like that's why a Heisler can get away with it, is because you're underslung the boiler versus running into the boiler or running into the track, or like you could do opposed, and they did have opposed pistons, but there's other nuances and challenges that come into that. Like when you do that, you have to have clearance of the other rods, so you can't necessarily have them on the same crank, or if you do, you have to have really long main rods, and then you're talking about having a set of cylinders by the firebox, which is how you break cylinders. Yeah, it's not generally a good idea.
It's hard to say airplane engine because I figure you mean horizontally opposed, but there's also V's, there's radials, there's rotaries, there's...
Yes, we understand. We have the airplane man in chat. Okay, I have 3 more pre-asked questions. Jay Christensen, what's the newest steam locomotive I've ever driven and or fired? The little Swiss engine at Halter Ranch, I guess. That's 15-inch gauge, so that may not count for what you're asking for. But that would be the smallest.
The most recent manufacturer.
Yeah, the most recent one. Yeah, not the smallest. Which is let me. We can.
Oh, wait, small? Did he say smallest or newest?
Newest, yeah. I said smallest accidentally. But which would be this thing.
Just one empty coach.
Cute little Swiss engine. Oh, I'm not sharing my screen.
Yeah,
Cute little Swiss engine. We'll eventually have a video about that to help do some PR for them. They're going to be doing some changes out there that are going to be really neat. But it's a cute, beautiful little 15-inch gauge engine. So that was what I went to California for.
Zoe McElroy was meaning radial engines, not horizontally opposed.
Oh.
So
yeah, you run into problems with all the stuff in the way.
I don't know if it's necessarily all the stuff in the way, because you could probably put it in front of the smoke box, but the problem you'd run into
then you're a
is,
Heisler or something.
Yes, you could get constant power application, but you would either have to massively shrink the pistons, which would really decrease your power output, or run into loading gauge issues.
Like, I'm sure that you could find a way to clusterfuck one of those things together, but you would be doing experimental locomotive stuff, and yeah, it's one of those things. Emil Person, have I ever thought about doing a video reviewing non-cursed steam locomotives from other countries? That'd be fun, like doing Trains of the World or something. I would really need to like get in touch with folks like yourself who want to represent those places or have knowledge of those places, because I hardly know stuff about American locomotives, as it's fairly obvious. So it'd be challenging for me to come up with all the details and everything to properly talk about the other engines, but that'd be a fun one to do. So if we can come up with a group of people that want to do all those different things, that'd be awesome. So the Smoky Mountain, plan to buy an ES&D shirt, but probably can't walk into TVR with "Kiss Your Ass Goodbye" on me. Are you considering making a shirt with just the logo? Yes. So new merch is coming. We've placed the order. I am many $1,000s in the hole on this merch order, which is why thank you so much for supporting me and breaking the economy. It allows us to be able to do things like this. There's going to be new merch. It's going to be higher quality than what's on the Spring store. The Spring store is going to be going away because the quality's not that great, which does mean we're going to be losing some of the options like the Do Not Hump shirts and the End of Standard Gauge shirts and whatever that were like, oh, we don't have to have inventory of these. We don't, like, they're just drop ship, print on demand. We could do whatever we want, right? Well, now we're going to be having inventory, but it's going to be a lot higher quality. But we have to have inventory, so we have to have the stuff that sells. So a lot of the options are going to be going away. But we are going to have a new batch of ES&D shirts that say "We Die Like Men" on them. So the new logo. The "Kiss Your Ass Goodbye" was the first thing, and then when somebody suggested we Die Like Men, it's like, A, now it's family friendly. B, it's a channel meme, so it fits better than "Kiss Your Ass Goodbye," which was funny. But so that'll be a thing. Everything's ordered. It's going into production. Leighton's got to set up a the back end of the online store still, which is hopefully happening within the next couple weeks. There'll be an announcement on the channel when it's there. But yeah, we're almost to that. So a lot of new merch, and obviously, yeah, I'm like set like close to over $5,000 in the hole on all the merch. So yeah, please buy it. Please be excited by it, because there's a lot of cool stuff coming, including ES&D train cars and HO scale. Ah! But
wait,
anyway.
what?
What?
You never said anything to me about that.
We announced it last stream. I guess you weren't there. Yeah, AccuRail is doing a run of 48 ES&D boxcars. So in HO.
Oh no!
Yep.
No!
Yep.
Save money, you freak!
Yep. So you'll be able to get a production run ES&D boxcar. If they sell well, we really wanted to do tank cars, but tank cars are expensive as fuck. And a lot of people don't even want to do tank cars. And a lot of companies that would do tank cars needed a much higher minimum order. And train cars were like, we don't know, like, are there that many people in HO scale who want these? I don't know. So we'll see how quickly the 48 sell. If they sell like hotcakes, we might do tank cars right afterwards.
Yeah, a boxcar.
Is it HO or HO3?
HO. Standard scale,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
If we could
bet.
get Blackstone is trying to like relaunch their stuff, right? If we can get Blackstone, if you're out there watching, if we could do a run of ES&D 3000 series boxcars, oh my god! Yeah, that would be Grand Trunk.
Twitchy's here.
Oh, hi, Twitchy.
Hi, Twitchy. But anyways, yes.
Blackstone,
it
if you're
off, so-
listening, where's my K28? Where's the K28?
Anyways, moving on. Geneva Railfan, do you know of a good resource, website, guidebook, etc. for exploring the remains / the route of the RGS? You'd love to visit it next time you're in Colorado. Specifically for the route, God, I know people have mapped it. Joe Wegman might have mapped the RGS, but Silver. There is a website that has.
I know someone has mapped the RGS. I don't know if that was Joe, because I think Joe's working on the Silverton Railroads.
Oh, maybe he was doing the Silverton Railroads. So maybe it was somebody else that did RGS. I know somebody's done it.
There is a Google My Maps. I'll look for it.
Yeah, I know Mainline
Sure,
did the
drop it.
DNRGW, but I don't think he did RGS. Either way, we'll know in Discord. So check out Discord, join the ESN Discord, and then you'll be able to figure it out. So.
We should rename the server ESN Discord. That would be funny.
That would be funny. Maybe for April Fool's Day or something.
Yeah.
Redline Overload
I
Productions.
believe the map you're looking for is this
Mark
one?
VC text.
Oh, there it is. Look at that. Pow! Map of the RGS. Right there. Thank you. All right, Redline Overload Productions, the last of the pre-asked questions. So next month we can have new questions, including questions that we probably missed during chat this month. Question, back in the old days of the Colorado Narrow Gauge with steam, did the crews carry guns, bows, or fishing rods to get food to cook on the train? I would imagine the crew having one guy who could clean or skin animals so the crew could eat them. Was this a thing? Also, how do I control my Lionel trains? Do I use TMCC, Legacy, Line Chief, or conventional control? First question. I'm sure that crews carried weapons of any variety. I know that many crews did carry fishing rods if they had an alignment there where on the narrow gauge. There's many stories in Little Engines Big Men of them fishing while waiting for XYZ, or they're on a work train and it's downtime in between moving stuff for the work crew.
I've been checking memes. Apparently there was one grand engineer that pointed a gun at a child.
Oh yeah, you missed that story.
Yeah, you missed that story earlier on.
Very much missed that story.
Yeah. You'll have to watch the clip. Somebody clipped it, apparently. That story's hilarious. That got told to me in person by the trainee brakeman who was underneath that engineer, but that'll be in memes or something. But yeah, it's fine. So yeah, obviously in the narrow gauge days, they probably carried more guns than they did than that guy who was holding a 1911 out the window trying to shoot kids. But anyway, so I don't know how much like cleaning, skinning animals or how much like real hunting they would have done, but they definitely carried those sorts of things and would go fishing and all that. So as far as the Lionel trains, I have conventional control with a ZW that terrifies the shit out of Jersey, which is funny. And I do have one Line Chief engine, but I use conventional. So
Counterpoint to the friendly Southern Pacific is the actively hostile Rio Grande.
Wait, hold on.
Here's the funny part. The Rio Grande still exists. The Rio
yeah,
Grande
right.
owns the Union Pacific.
No, here's how it works. Rio Grande owns Union Pacific, which is actually the Missouri Pacific, and the Missouri Pacific operates the Southern Pacific Railroad.
that's right.
But it is all owned by Rio Grande Industries because the Grand lives.
All right, Dusty.
It's all a General Mills Corporation thing, I'm sure. Like,
Yeah.
there's like 2 companies in America now, and they own all the shit.
Dusty has been live commentarying my entire stream, and I've not looked at my phone because I'm trying to be.
I was
present
gonna
with
say
you
I've been
folks.
looking at my phone.
Yeah,
he
text
was-
somebody else for your comments, Dusty. Love you, but He's commented several things in a row. He said he would shovel with the dust. He would. I need to make that video still. I have a video of him firing just slack, and I want to see how many scoops of coal it is versus the big things.
Oh, God.
We do apparently have a few set metric wrenches, and there's a couple metric sockets that have lost their way in. Dusty says that the 131 and the 132 are the best looking locomotives ever made, which is fair. And there's apparently an option for someone 3D printing boxcars in HON3. It would have to be a party of us building them to make them for whatever, which we could do. It'd be easier if somebody else did it, but that'd be a fun hangout sesh, everyone building these 3D printed boxcars and lettering them up for the ES&D. And then the last thing, which is related to the current question, that's dope and now is like a goal. They're very rare, but there are Rio Grande marked rifles. They were for use on the pay cars and RPOs, most likely.
What kind of rifles were they?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
That's a goal, man.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
no. I wasn't.
Hang
that,
on.
Was
Speaking of RPOs, Jam7 says that the post office service issued revolvers to their post clerks on
I was
RPO.
literally gonna say that. I remember seeing somewhere that like RPO cars, like you had to carry a firearm to like guard the shit.
That's, well, makes sense. Nobody robs trains anymore.
I want one of those.
Good luck finding one.
I want one.
All right, I'm going to grab these last couple top chats, then we're going to do a little music, and then I got to get out of here. So, Emil Person, you'd be interested in helping with a video on Steam with international locomotives. You have some great locomotives that would fit right in. I know you do. And we've got your country represented, Sweden, if I'm remembering correctly. We want to get a couple different countries. It'd be fun. We could probably convince Lori to represent Britain. That'd be fun. Jacob Pfeiffer, I say everyone who wants ES&D tankers sends a super chat. I want one in every color like Deerell Valley. That would get expensive, but it would be fun. All right, that's that. Let's play some rock and roll music, shall we? Actually, I'm gonna run and use the restroom because I gotta pee again, and then we will do rock and roll. So entertain the people.
Do you want me to just DM you the live questions?
Yeah, we'll get it. We'll get them for next time.
Okay.
Yep. All right, be right back. Entertain the people.
So how food that airline bout.
Well,
I'll
God
buy
damn it.
all of those HO boxcars, I swear to God.
I want one. I want
I want
one.
one too.
I didn't know that this was a thing.
I
that
have
was
just
happening.
been pinged with a Colt revolver that was apparently an RPO service. It's not marked for a specific railroad as far as I can see.
Wait, who pinged you where with it?
I was pinged in your server with it. No
What?
ship hosting.
Oh, look at that! It's a 38 snub nose.
It's a fucking 38 snub.
This is my John Lennon solver right here. Oh man. I feel like every day goes by and I become more of a cult member. And
Hi.
That's
Welcome.
a fun thing to walk back into. All right. Well, how are you being more of a cult member, Jersey? Tell us.
Well, because
Elaborate.
you know damn well why. You know why.
We all know why. The public can't know
The
yet.
reason why.
The public can't know yet.
Can't know yet. They can't know yet. But things are in
Grand
the
Trunk.
works. Grand
They
Trunk.
don't know chat. They don't know chat.
Go watch the new Trunk video, guys.
Hang on.
What the fuck was that, by the way? I
That was-
literally had an aneurysm while watching that.
I have not watched the new Trump video.
It's so funny. It's so good.
It's the 1 year anniversary special, man.
Mr. Markman, did I hear you correctly earlier that there's only 48 boxcars for sale?
That's correct.
When can we buy them? Where can we buy them?
So, pre-orders for their friend group, because we're special?
Please?
How much?
Please.
all of those
Take my
details TBD once we actually get them in. So
Pre-orders for the friend group. We're gonna buy them all. There's gonna be none left.
I only want one.
Limit one, Twitchy.
Limit one per customer.
yeah, if we sell all of them, we will do more runs. Don't worry.
Yeah.
All right.
Leighton was trying to convince me to buy like 200 cars at once, and it's like, this
Oh.
is not how you start selling merch. We do not start by having me go that far in the hole. They're expensive. So
That's true.
anyway, what sort of musics do we want to play tonight, friends? What are we interested in? We've got my guitar.
Have you
Music.
rock and roll?
Trying-
Obviously, but
Have you heard that song that goes?
Bee boo bop, bee boo bop, bee boo bop.
SpongeBob, me boy.
How about Take It Easy?
How about the one that goes? How about the one that you can't play that goes?
No, not that one.
Oh, it's coming through really good tonight.
Oh man,
Yeah.
hang on. I turned off a lot of the audio, stupid shit. Somebody is just tickling my pickle. By
Oh.
they said play That's the Way We Want It. Yeah, man. Somebody's educated in chat. Fuck yeah, we're doing that. Hell yeah. All right, let me get tuned down to E flat. Anyone know that song? Anyone? Who's my best friend?
Which song?
That's the Way We Want It.
I'm back.
I need more gain. All right, there we go. That's what we need. Here we are. This is That's the Way We Want It. Oh my god. I haven't played that song in so long. I fucking love that song. Yeah. So some people in chat were educated. Some people were not. I hope everyone in this Discord call better know what that song is.
It's a Hellbot song.
It is a Hellbot song. Mickley was reading chat.
Oh, I recognize.
I looked it up on Spotify to make sure.
Good man. Yes. That, yeah. That, I wrote most of that song. Those are mostly my riffs.
Most of it?
Jake's structure. Yeah, I didn't write the whole structure and I didn't write the lyrics, but, yeah. I love that guitar solo. I miss playing with that band. Those guys are so good. Oh my god. Yeah.
Hey, speaking of which, when's the second guitar lesson? Because I've been practicing my scales.
Well, are they perfect yet? Can you play them? Do you know them?
No.
Then fucking figure it out, bud! Alright, I see talks for more Hellbot. And
Somebody
I see...
also suggested Century Esteem theme. Perhaps?
Oh, that's cool.
It's fun. We could play that, although that's mostly not really that exciting on my end. And I would have to actually remember if I remember it on guitar at this point. Let's see. I see Kenosha slide tune. We could play slide tune while we're into... Well, actually, that's a very different tuning. And then I see 12-string. Well, 12-string is in this tuning. So we could do that. And let me turn some of this goddamn gain off. It sounds like a goddamn airplane flying over. How can you tell he's running through a 1980 vintage Marshall? Because it's fucking noisier than shit. Yeah, let's see. 12-string. Asking receive. Okay. Oh man. I forgot a bit of that solo. I haven't played it in a minute. And I love this guitar. This is one of my favorite guitars. Not that I can pick favorites of almost anything. But this guitar needs a setup something bad because the action is ridiculous. And it was already an E flat, so I played it. But I need to take this baby to a luthier. So
I'll tell you what sucks. There's a 1998 Gibson Les Paul Special for sale near me, and it looks beautiful, and it's only $600.
it's a good price. Hopefully it's not.
Yeah, I know. It's got P100 pickups in it. So.
Oh, those are weird. Those are cool.
Yeah, the weird P90s that don't hum.
Right. Taylor Stout wants Freebird. We can do Freebird. Play Freebird. We can do Freebird. We can absolutely do Freebird. That'll probably be the last song we play though. The sexy mantis jumped into the stream expecting train stuff, not Mark shredding. Nice surprise. Good. And Grateful Ed. Hashtag Mr. Squishy.
Oh no.
Thanks Grateful.
No.
If I'm gonna play Freebird, I want this SG and I want a strap.
Go get the Kramer.
Question for Mr. Markman.
Yes.
Is the song just called 12 String?
Yeah,
I know we all call it that.
It does not have an actual name yet. No, it is just 12 string.
Okay.
It'll eventually have lyrics and a real name, and then people will probably hate it because it'll have lyrics. But that's eventually. So.
I wasn't sure because we've always called it 12 string, and then somebody in chat asked, and I answered 12 string, and I'm like, does it have an actual title or is it just 12 string?
No, it is literally just 12 string. And sorry, yes, Freebird again. All 9 minutes of it.
You should name it 13 string and say the 13th string is your voice.
Where is... Okay, I don't know where my good... Oh, my good slide's probably in my guitar bag, which is in another room, and we don't want to fuck with that.
Extremely loud, incorrect buzzer, Jersey.
So, anyway.
My soundboard's broken, otherwise I would.
Here, I'll fill in.
We're gonna play Freebird, and it's just gonna wander off into the sunset there. That's all my fingers and face and everything could take. Yeah. All right. Let me. I saw a couple top chats and things happen in the midst of that. That is Freebird. I mean, it takes forever, and then you get like, it's like the end of the race in Dukes of Hazzard. They just want to keep racing. You want to keep guitar soloing. Yeah. Ow, my wrists hurt.
At least you kept all your strings on this time.
It's true. I've broken 3 strings while playing that song before on that guitar. But yeah. Ow. Yeah, I'm not properly hydrated. My wrist hurts. Wow. I have not had enough water today for that. Scott, thank you for gifting 20 memberships. And I saw that whoever requested Freebird did a super chat saying thank you. I can't remember who it was. I just guitar soloed my face to another planet of existence. So
the memberships dropped around when Freebird dropped.
It did, but yeah, I can't scroll it past him. So
just letting you know, I think they were trying to time it with the song.
Oh, beautiful. And then William Fleet, a Brakeman for 16 months. Thank you, friend. Thank you for support. Thank you, guys. Great stream today. A lot of fun. Good railroad questions. Obviously, I know Mick took down a bunch of good questions. He's DM'd them to me. We will go through those next time for November, probably towards the end of the month, as always. Don't forget, tomorrow, Montezuma Mondays, probably early afternoon, Mountain Standard Time, Mountain Daylight Time still, which is GMT -6. And then Tuesday, Hallow Stream. There's a new update for Choo Choo Charles that makes it harder and more spooky, apparently. So we're going to revisit that, but not before we try to beat 666 mode on TF2 with many of the folks in this call right here. So it's going to be good friends, good times, and we hope to see you all there celebrating the spooky holiday. So anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. Woo! We will see you next time.
Subscribe.
That.